And I am live. How's it going, everybody? It is the Kage Little Foxers, my show where I talk about anime, video games, cartoons, most notably Sonic and Ninja Turtles. And today I am doing a stream. That's right. Yep, that's right. Doing a stream tonight. As you can see by the title, for right now, I have a title special guest. So I'll be having a special guest come by in a second and whatnot. I won't reveal who it is too soon because I want to keep it a little bit of a surprise for right now. But I want to do this reaction to this video and stuff to kind of, I guess, break the ice a little bit, talk about my day a little bit, and then we'll talk about my special guest and whatnot when I send him the link and all that. So he's ready to go. But so anyways, how's it going, everybody? It is me doing another stream. I know I didn't really say anything. This isn't last minute. I just haven't really talked about doing the stream this weekend. I kind of mentioned it a little bit when I was on Jay Leno's channel in the chat where I was saying like, yeah, Taylor had showed up and she was like, "Are you doing a stream?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing one on Saturday." So I'll probably get some guys coming by, like Ashes, Taylor, who knows, or maybe not. But anyways, let's see. Let me ring this up. Oh, speak of the devil. But anyways, let me. Sorry, I just got a message from Taylor. I was not expecting that. What's happening, fierce sympathetic Black Queen? Just got your message on Discord. But yeah, I have a special guest that I'm inviting to the stream and stuff. You'll find out who it is in a second. But wanted to talk about like we might talk a little bit about some indie stuff and writing and just influences and all that stuff. That kind of thing. So yeah, let's get right into it. All right, so I actually found this video like yesterday actually, and I was actually like, wow, this video is actually pretty good and whatnot. Where they were talking about this like obscure movie called, I think it was called PageMaker. Now I've never seen this movie and stuff. I might have seen clips possibly, but I don't think I've ever seen this movie before. So I'll probably check it out thanks to this video for it. But it kind of reminds me of the good old days with like movies and stuff back then, where they used to like make movies like these and stuff like that. Let me yep, share the screen. So I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna kind of like give a little commentary over it and whatnot, and just share you guys my thoughts real quick. It's like 11 minutes long. So this should be like at least 30 minutes, maybe 20.
The Page Master is about the boy we once were and boys that we've known. Risk averse.
8% of all household accidents involve ladders. Another 3% involve trees.
Uncurious.
Quite unpredictable world of books.
But I don't want any books.
But bursting with potential. It's a story about the men that we could still be. Looking back on this 1994 cult classic, it's remarkable to me how this underrated film tried to warn us about a rising culture of timid boys turning inward and gave us the Page Master. Horror, fantasy, and adventure, a manifesto on why stories bring out the best in young men.
Fiction, where a boy's imagination can take root and grow to incredible heights.
These streams have been up to the next level as of lately. Keep it up. Appreciate it. Not sure how long I can keep it up, but yeah.
Where a boy's courage is a wind
How's
that
it going?
moves him to discovery.
Richard Tyler is a sign of what's to come in the 2010s. Children terrified of going outside, riddled by anxiety, and plagued by a clinical view of themselves.
Kids afraid of tuna fish sandwiches.
Mercury levels in the tuna.
Whatever. I signed him up for Little League. He drove everybody crazy with statistics about how you can develop tumors from being hit in the head with a ball.
Keep in mind, this is 20 years.
And I love how like movies, like in general, like sometimes I know some people might find it a little goofy or silly, or not even just movies in general, but like with fiction, sometimes you can always look to fiction for like influence or some kind of impact on your life, or like how you present yourself or how you carry yourself in some kind of way. Like as you guys know, Sonic, for example, is like my favorite all-time video game character, right? Or probably my favorite character in general. It's always been Sonic and whatnot, and it's just like I don't know, like there's not a character that I can think of that really to me really top Sonic per se because I just known the character for so long and he just stays with me as like as a character. But I always try to like I wouldn't say I try to act exactly like Sonic, but I kind of have like try to embody a little bit of some of his traits, like the little don't make care attitude, the I wouldn't say recklessness, but the the risk taking and stuff, the boldness, all that stuff. I kind of used to admire those traits in like Sonic as a character and whatnot. As a quick little example and whatnot. So let me keep playing this.
Before screens and the internet took over everything. Still, he's obsessed with mortality statistics, and it's left his father confused and agitated. So he builds Richard a treehouse that he doesn't want.
You like it?
Yeah, it's great, Dad.
But then gives Richard a job to do. This is the most important and easy to miss beat in the story.
Here's something you can do. Go down to Gutman's hardware store, buy a pound of these.
Dad.
Son, you can't live your life based on statistics. You've got to take some chances.
Richard is given a responsibility, a task to do for the family, and it's not presented as an option or a question.
You can do this.
Richard obeys and leaves decked out in protective gear. He's mocked by the local kids who are outside jumping their bikes over construction equipment, experiencing genuine danger and tasting adventure.
Hey, Tyler! Where are you going? The moon? Get cable on that thing, Tyler!
When a storm rolls in, Richard seeks shelter in the library, where right from the start he experiences what he's been avoiding, fear. The building is empty, dark, and the librarian emerges.
Hey, let me say this. I question, you seen the I Play Rocky trailer? No, I have not. I've been hearing something about that. I mean, of course, I know who Rocky Balboa is, but I don't know if that's related to Rocky Balboa, the Sylvester Stallone character. But yeah.
Emerges from the shadows, foreshadowing what is about to come.
You're in need of fantasy, brave knights, mythical fairies, ferocious dragons.
Look, all I want is
Adventure!
He tries to interest Richard in books, but the boy declines and goes off looking for a phone to call home. The librarian tells him something important, something that we all need to remember.
Don't be afraid, boy. Lose your way. Merely direct yourself back to the exit sign.
He's saying something powerful here. Go forward, make a choice, and if it doesn't work out, simply go back. We're often paralyzed by the fear of getting things wrong. We say to ourselves, what if I fail? Well, when you make a poor...
Yeah, because there is a such thing as of course, a fear of failure. There's also a fear of success, but I'll probably talk about the fear of success maybe later. But yeah, even for me, like I told you guys last week and stuff, how I'm enlisting in the military and stuff. And am I a little nervous? I mean, to a degree, but not because I'm going into the military, but it's just like kind of like a change from my average life, from my routine, where I'm like really making a lifelong decision and stuff that's like really going to impact me and stuff. So it's kind of like, well, and then of course you got a lot of people and stuff being like, are you sure this is what you want and stuff like that? And it kind of makes you think, damn, like, are you trying to get me to second guess myself or to go back on it and stuff like that? Or, you know what I mean? But it kind of sounds like sometimes like, okay, well, they don't personally approve themselves as in like, well, I wouldn't do this shit if I was you, but it's your life. Live it however you want, that kind of thing. But, when I hear it from like, let's say my dad, for example, because my dad's not trying to discourage me or, he's like, well, and I'm not saying the others have been trying to discourage me either, but I would say like my dad, for example, he's really like genuinely like proud. He's like, damn, son, you're really going into the military. You're finally moving up and stuff. You're really you know what I mean? So I mean, I really feel that though. So that's like what kind of encourages me just to keep going, even though I might get a little cold feet and stuff. Like even when I was like about to like get sworn in, I was like, should I? But I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm not gonna waste my time. I spent all this time trying to get ready and stuff like that. Took the test, all that crap. Nah, man, I'm doing this. So yeah, sometimes you just gotta like, just take that risk and just, go right in.
Poor choice, the way out is to keep making choices. You can't shut down. C.S. Lewis once said that if you're on the wrong road, progress means doing an about turn and walking back to the right road. Don't be stubborn. Sometimes going back is the quickest way on. We can't let fear keep us from going.
I'm a little bit stubborn sometimes too, because even though I live in like North Carolina currently, I'm originally from Maryland, right? And ever since I like moved away from Maryland, sometimes like when let's say my mom offers me to like you sure you don't want to come back to Maryland? I immediately turn it down, be like, no, I don't want to come back to Maryland because it just feels like a regression, where I'm just moving 10 steps back from what I originally was at and stuff, like where I really felt like when I moved I was really like, oh, I'm really progressing and stuff. But when I'm back in Maryland and stuff, I'm like, well, there's nothing really there for me besides, well, of course, some friends and family. But other than that, what's the point? You know? So I kind of feel that pressure sometimes with that. Kind of like that's how that's my mentality a little bit.
Forward or from turning back. Staying still in the illusion of safety is the worst of all options. Richard slips and hits his head, transporting him into the world of classic literature, where there he meets horror, fantasy, and adventure, to go on a quest and find the exit to the library. There are so few stories like this written explicitly for young boys today, calling them toward heroism and risk, adventure, and the sting of failure. The page master appears to Richard to tell him exactly what he needs, and it's what the audience needs as well. A view of oneself expanded by the wonder of a good story. You get ideas from stories about what's possible in your own life. If you've never heard of a dragon or never heard a story of dragons being defeated, you'll go through life assuming that they're invincible. There's another C.S. Lewis line that clicks here. Since it is so likely that children will meet cruel enemies, let them at least have heard of brave knights and heroic courage. Otherwise, you are making their destiny not brighter, but darker. That's what Richard's father has been trying to do for him in The Page Master, and it's what Richard's mother, though she's a good woman, doesn't know how to do. That's what dads are for. Richard then faces Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde,
Sure, in
a
some ways.
scene so frightening I have never forgotten about it since I was 6 years old.
Mr. Hyde!
The whole sequence is terrifying from start to finish. But what's so wonderful
I ain't gonna lie
about
though,
it
his
is that
hands are
when it's
freaking out.
over,
Like, hell.
Richard experiences what we all experience when going through a fright, and then we survive.
あなたはもうあの光の中に戻れない。でもいいの。私が
He smiles. He's proud of himself, surprised by what he can handle. And a quick plug, we have a book coming out on this very topic in December. Great Escape, 30 Reflections on...
Let me give you a couple of examples of stuff that I've been through. That's like I wouldn't say I have a entirely like a don't make career attitude, but when it comes down to it, like I might even talk about what I've been doing during the lockdowns and stuff. You know, but like for example, like when I was just last week and stuff, pretty much it was like there was a little bit of a storm kind of going on. It was mainly like raining like really hard and stuff, and during that day, I mean, I don't really watch the news or I don't check the forecast or whatever and stuff like that. But I kind of went out because I wanted to like get in a few door dashes and make some extra money on the side and stuff like that. And it started raining hard. Like it started raining a little bit, and then it started raining harder and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, forget it. I mean, not forget it, but I'm still gonna deliver these door dashes and stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna let some rain get in my way. Even trust me, it was raining heavy and stuff. But I guess that's all for the all for the best because when it started raining like really heavy and stuff, that's when I started to get some. I definitely started getting some orders and stuff that like came through where I was like, oh, bet, all right. I mean, it's crazy, but yeah, I was getting like orders and stuff like I wanted and everything because I wanted to save up some money to get some stuff. I'll probably talk about it a little bit later, but yeah, so it all worked out and whatnot. So despite the heavy rain and stuff, I know other people the smart thing would do like what to do would be to like to go back home and just chill out or whatever. Or and sometimes there's nothing wrong with having a little fear because sometimes fear is the intelligent response where sometimes you gotta have that voice in your head telling you this is crazy, this is stupid, I probably shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? But then sometimes you also gotta just like be bold and just take that risk and stuff sometimes, like earlier this year, it was like winter and stuff. Right now, it hasn't snowed. Like now, I know Taylor, you live in North Carolina just like me, and it was like snowing like crazy, right? And a lot of ice, all that stuff, right? And this also kind of affected my job because, of course, I have to drive and go to my job and stuff like that, right? So some days I think my job might have been closed or whatever and stuff like that, or sometimes, it's open for a certain amount of hours. But once they call me in, you know, I'm a little bit like Julius from Everybody Hates Chris. Like, like the only way for like if for like me not to go to work or something like that is if work stops working. That's just how it is. So and I would just drive. I would go. I mean, I know it's icy on the roads and stuff like that, or whatever, but I'm gonna probably still take a little bit of that chance, especially when it's not too far away from my house too. So I would like, just drive and just go and work for a bit and then go home and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So there are things like that, where you just gotta, kind of man up a little bit. But I'm in my late 20s, so compared to this kid. But there's a lot of people though that might be a little stagnant or might be like older than even me and stuff, and may like still struggle like that.
Stoicism, faith, and the wisdom of great stories. It's all about the strength and truth we derive from great books and movies. Pre-orders start this month, and if you join our list at greatescapebook.com, you'll get some bonus video and audio content. You'll get it first, so do go sign up. And back to the video. Remember, we are born into the world with fear. We're afraid of the dark. We quickly realize the danger of heights and of water, and we have vague ideas about monsters under the bed. But as G.K. Chesterton says, fairy tales do not give the child his first idea of the bogey or monsters. They give the child his first clear idea of the possible defeat of the bogey. The baby has known the dragon intimately ever since he had an imagination. What the fairy tale provides for him is a St. George to kill the dragon. The stories give us heroes, and the heroes show us how. Anyone who doesn't want you to have heroes doesn't want you to have tools to solve problems. Think about every scary thing you didn't want to do as a kid. Haunted houses, roller coasters, sketchy looking play sets, or jumping a bike.
And trust me, when I was a kid, I would be kind of a little bit I would definitely have a variation for some of that stuff, especially like even like roller coasters. I didn't really like getting on roller coasters as a kid. Maybe like one of those like type of like not a roller coaster, but like one of those little rides like at the because I used to go to Six Flags when I was a kid and stuff. Like where they'll have like a ride or something like that, like the little bus one and stuff where it would be like doing this thing like a crank or something like that. Yeah, like where it wasn't like a lot of whiplash or whatever and stuff like that. Yeah, but later on in my teens and stuff, when I got on roller coaster stuff, still a little worried, still not my thing. And then when I got a little bit more older, like when I started my young adulthood, like my early 20s, I kind of started to kind of get the hang of roller coasters where I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm a little bit fond of this, especially this one time when I got on the fastest roller coaster. It was called the Fury when I was in Carowinds, right? And it was like, all right, I was supposed to be there with my work friends, but they didn't show up for whatever reason. So I was like, okay, whatever. I had plans on wanting to get on the Fury anyways, and this was on like Halloween and stuff. So it was like Scarowinds, that's what it was called, Scarowinds for that event. So, anyways, I was like, all right, well, before I leave, I made it like a pact with myself that I'm going to get on that Fury regardless, right? So I waited in line, and then it was a while, and then eventually like I get in line and stuff like I mean I get to the I get to like when I gotta ride the ride and stuff, right? So they tell me that I gotta ride in the front seat, right? And I'm like, what? Like in the front seat. Keep in mind, it's like late at night, it's dark, okay? And I'm like, oh god, it's dark, I'm getting in the front seat and I'm about to ride the ride. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm not gonna like waste this time that I just waited in the line for nothing. So I get in the front of the line. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be even more scarier than I thought. Get on it, and I get on it. I was like, oh, like I couldn't scream because it was so fast. I was like, oh my god, and I was like, I think my legs were shaking once I got off the ride and stuff like that. But I was like, but hey, I still did it. I conquered my fear and stuff like that.
Over a makeshift ramp. What most eases our fear is the sight of survivors, our peers who did the thing and were fine, proof that our fear might be out of touch with reality. The page master reminds you that when you're small and do something bold, you get to feel big for a moment. And kids, particularly young boys, thrive off the realization that they can do terrifying things and life goes on.
Way to go, honey!
Oh, I wish my dad could have seen me.
Our fears are just impressions, deceiving us more often than they inform us. But fear never stops. Richard comes face to face with Moby Dick, my personal worst nightmare, a large fish bursting out of the darkness and dragging Captain Ahab down into the sea. Sometimes danger is real, and we have to learn this. There is no comparison between the risk of climbing a ladder or building a treehouse with Dad versus battling the white whale. Hunting the white whale is optional. It's an obsession of Ahab, and it ends up killing him. You don't have to do it. But sometimes a dragon will be guarding the exit that you need to get through. Sometimes you're going to face monsters and fear that are real and need to be faced anyways. But you're never alone in that. Richard arms himself and tries to fight the dragon, and he loses. He gets eaten. But inside the monster, he finds books, and books have inside of them wisdom and creative solutions to problems that he is facing. That's what we all need and sometimes act like we can't make time for. Books, movies, stories, these things are evidence that someone has faced this monster before and overcome it. And Richard escapes. He finds the exit, and the page master doesn't apologize for the journey that he forced upon him.
Do you have an idea what I've been through?
Yet you stand before me.
Well, yeah.
The movie ends with Richard biking home without his protective gear, jumping the bike ramp, and it gives him some healthy self-respect. And then he sleeps the night in his treehouse. The world is made better and safer by men who are competent and confident, who understand risk and how to live with it. There are so many data points that I could share, but here's just one. 46% of 16-year-olds had driver's licenses in 1983 versus 26% today. And among 18-year-olds, it's fallen from 80% to 60%. Anxiety or fear of driving was the most common reason given for delaying getting a license.
Yeah, I can see that. For me, when I first got my license, I was about, I think I was like 20, about to go into 21 actually, when I first got my driver's license. Because it was back in, it was actually around when the first Sonic movie came out, because I had kind of like, I wanted to reward myself once I got my license or I passed the driving test and stuff by like, okay, I want to see the first Sonic movie, but let me, take my test first, and like that the Sonic movie will feel like a reward and stuff. And I can tell you this story because it all worked out in the end. But I would say the reason why I kind of waited so long to get my license is because, well, when I was 18, that was kind of when my mom had signed me up for like for driving school, right? And driving school was pretty nice and stuff. I remember, God, it was excruciating going to driving school, man, and stuff. When I went to like reaction, I played Rocky trailer muted, avoid copyright. Okay, I'm not gonna play it though. But anyways, back to what I was saying though. So when I was like, yeah, I remember it was excruciating going to driving school. I mean, not because the classes were tough or anything, but because it was during the weekdays. It was like I think 2 weeks, right? 2 long weeks, and it's at night. And of course, I was still in school. I was a senior, so I was going to like school, and then I go home. Like I take the bus home and stuff, and shortly after that, my mom has to take me to go to the driving classes and stuff a few hours later. And then I'm taking driving class. That's like another so and so hours, and then I'm like dog tired by the time I get home, and I just go to immediately to sleep and stuff. So it was like that for a while, for like a couple of like for just 2 weeks. And I was like, and I was kind of a little bit disappointed too, because I was missing out hanging out with some of my friends and stuff in video game club, and my friends were like missing me and stuff. They were like, man, we missed you at video game club and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no, I got driving class and all that. So yeah, so eventually passed driving class. That was pretty good and stuff. Really, yeah, I passed. I did a good job. And then I kind of put it off for a little bit, as far as like, yeah, and they don't have like, I don't think they have like a specific limit, or they might for up to like 2 or 3 years or something like that. So after I graduated from like from school and stuff, I kind of moved to North Carolina not too long after. So I had to get in some driving hours and stuff like that, and I just was like, again, I was putting it off. And then eventually I kind of just buckled down, locked in. And I was like, all right, well, let's just get this over and out the way so I can officially have my driver's license. And that's how I got my driver's license. Anyways, let me get back to the video.
And among male respondents, the rate was even higher than that of women.
And then recently, my cousin, she just got her driver's license, a couple of months ago and stuff. And she did a pretty good job. I remember she's told me like before that, when it comes to her and driving, I mean, she's confident now, but back then, like let's say like last year ish, she used to be like a little bit afraid of like driving or had a little bit of an anxiety and all that stuff, kind of doing all that. But once you get used to it, you get used to it. Especially like with me, like when I was just driving stuff or whatever. Once I like got my license and stuff, but driving on the highway, I was like, I'm a little scared. But once you do it and stuff, and I did it accidentally, you kind of just get used to it. So that's just how it is.
At 47%. Nearly half of boys today are too scared to drive. Now, think about everything in life that gets put on hold when you're stuck at home and forced to be taken everywhere by your parents. The good things, like a date with an actual girl, the bad things, like going to a party and making a few mistakes. This is how you get a generation of boys turned inward, living online, growing angry, and turning to radical ideologies that promote their victimhood and inflame envy and grievance. But there is a better way.
Climb trees, hop fences, get into trouble, for crying out loud.
You can't live your life based on statistics.
And frankly, I first learned about it in the Pagemaster. We're not seeing many stories like this anymore. In the 1990s, mainstream storytellers must have sensed what was coming with boys being tempted to stay inside
That's
and
pretty
turn
cool.
away from adventure and responsibility. And these movies sought to warn against it. Today, it just feels to me like storytellers have moved on, but that's why we are here on Geeky Stoics, counter-programming. It's what Master Samwise is doing. First-time readers, Brave New Slop, Josiah Kang, all these great channels where you can learn how to be a better man today and help the boys who are coming up behind you. So don't give in to despair. Go outside. Brighter days are ahead.
Yeah,
Thanks for watching Geeky Stoics.
and watching old movies and stuff. How's it going, Ashes? How you doing tonight? I'm having a special guest on in a couple of in a couple of minutes. But anyways, as I was going to say, like, yeah, when it comes down to it, yeah, like movies back then were just built different. Like, cause when I go back and watch some older movies and stuff, or like stuff that I've just never like really seen like that, I'm like, damn, this is like a masterpiece right here. This is like very like it resonates with me in a way compared to like a lot of the modern movies we get nowadays where it's just done for you know oh well, let's just do it for the sake of like money, and so which money is a main factor, of course, but you got to have a little bit more of a genuine reason to do something as well. That's just how I feel. Or like I guess another experience that I have I can say is probably like I guess I'll probably tell you guys this. So I have a fear of death, of course, which is pretty common. Of course, everybody has a fear of death and whatnot. I know a lot of people are like, go, everyone dies and stuff like that. It doesn't exactly make it easy. So back when I was younger, and I would still say I kind of use this as a way too. Wouldn't say it's a crutch, but it's kind of more so of like a reassurance. Okay. Now I do believe that immortality and stuff like that could be possible. All right, because when it comes down to death, there's only three types of like ways to die. Right? There's natural causes, there's physical injury, and I believe there's old age. If you can eliminate those three, you can probably eliminate the concept of death in general, right? So that's just how it is. I know there's obviously a lot of more ways than just to die than just that, but I'm just saying there are just three types of ways that a person dies. So pretty much, I kind of looked up online when I was a teenager, when I was like going through this like irrational fear of death and stuff. That yeah, there are ways that they can counter it and stuff, or it's like things that people might have thought of and whatnot that could actually work in the long run. Stuff like cryogenics and stuff, where they like freeze your body and stuff like that, or they until they can come up for a cure. Of course, cybernetics. What else was there? Cybernetics, nanomachines, and whatnot, where they put tiny little robots inside your body and stuff like that to kind of self repair yourself. Or, of course, which this is going to be a little controversial, AI. AI is and that's kind of what's growing right now is AI and stuff. But AI is a good way of like immortalizing a person and stuff, more than just copying a person's consciousness and putting it in an AI. But like it can literally like maybe you can probably like like boot your brain over into like the digital world and stuff like that at some point, and live on through that in some kind of way. So there are ways, and then of course there is stem cells research, which I believe like the study of stem cells can actually like unlock a lot of human potential like that as well. I heard, but yeah. So, and I think that can also be unlocked a little bit through, and this might sound a little random, but a little bit through chocolate. But I don't know. I guess they haven't really talked much about it over here in the United States compared to like other countries I hear. So there's that. But anyways, the reason why I bring that up is that it gives me a little reassurance that there are probabilities and stuff and chances that one of those things can work out for any of us, right? So that's something I want to point out. But then when the lockdowns and the C virus happened and stuff like that, and people were like, YOLO, you only live once and stuff like that. Oh my, well, I'm not afraid to die and stuff like that. C virus happens, everybody's freaking out, losing their minds, their collective shits, all that stuff. For me, I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not like that phase. I mean, of course, in public, I have to obey whatever laws. Even when I'm going to my job or riding the bus, because I didn't have a car at the time, I would have to wear a face mask and stuff, or I would have to, I guess, get what is it they call it, the little injection or whatever. Yeah, they'll the vaccine. Yeah, they'll give you the vaccine or whatever and stuff like that. So all that stuff kind of relevant or whatever. I was like, all right, I'll just do this just to shut people up, but this isn't like a complete variation of me. But everyone else though that are like like the opposite of what I just said, or of what I am and stuff is like, oh my god, like panic. Okay, so yeah, so that's what I kind of mean by that. But anyways, that's the end of that video right there. Now we can probably enter in my guest and stuff. I'll probably change the title of the video because you're about to find out who the guest is in a second. But let me contact him. But yeah, but how you guys doing tonight and stuff? I hope you guys are doing well. Ashes, I know you just jumped in and whatnot. Good. Cool. Yeah, so like pretty much got the house to myself again. My aunt went over to her boyfriend's house. My cousin is currently in Virginia. I think I told you guys the story last week that she was going to be gone for the week, so she still is and all that stuff. So that's great. And all just got done cleaning a little bit of her room. I need to clean more of her room and stuff for the most part, but she's a teenager, so and it's pretty bad because yeah, it's just like, oh my god, like I don't know. And we use the same bathroom too and everything, so I have to like go into her room and step over stuff, or had to maneuver past a few things or whatever to get to the shower. It's a lot. So I took it upon myself to try and clean her room again. I've cleaned it like about probably 3 or 4 times in the past. So yeah, here I am about to clean it again. It might take me about maybe a couple of days to completely clean it up, but so I worked on it today, and I'll probably clean more of it up like later tomorrow and whatnot when I get the chance. I feel vindicated now that the PS5 is the worst ever Sony console. Huh. And I was actually thinking about saving up for the PS5. I still am, but I don't know what games really to like that they have on the PS5 that I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta get it. Like, nah. Besides maybe Stellar Blade, yeah. And I'm more of a console person anyways. All right, we got 4 people in the building and stuff. But yeah. But how's it going, Steven? I forgot to mention, how you doing today? And whatnot, There he is. How's it going?
Hey man, what's up?
Not much. By any chance, did you catch the video that I just played?
Yeah, I was watching the stream while you were while I was doing I wasn't doing much. I was playing Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was playing Xenosaga last night and stuff. I was mad. I couldn't beat this boss. I was like, oh my god, I spent almost 2 hours and this thing kills me like that. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, I don't know why they have bright screen on this for some reason. It's
Oh,
like I'm trying to figure out if there's like a night mode on here. This is annoying.
oh, cool.
Why do companies still do this crap? Why?
I don't know. But yeah, so what'd you think of the previous video that I just played? Any
This
thoughts?
was, huh?
I said, any
Yeah.
thoughts?
I mean, look, I was just enjoying it, man. I was going with the flow. That's all.
Oh, that's cool. But
Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, people, this is Dr. Hino 419 or DRHINO, which I had a feeling you used to call yourself DRHINO if I'm not mistaken, but then everybody kind of got that used to just calling you Dr. Hino, so the name kind of stuck.
it as long as they know who I am, that's fine.
Yeah,
cool
which
with
channel
it.
to go to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the exact same way.
Yeah, I mean, DRHINO, Dr. Hino, and then I heard Drino before, and I'm like, okay,
We'll get a little creative here. Yeah.
yeah. So those are. I was like, well, look, at least you know who I am, and I try to keep things easy and simple for people with the logo, and just updating things, making sure that again I could be easily found on social media, of course.
Right.
Oh, man, I've been waiting for this for a good while, man. It's been like what 2 months since I asked you.
Honestly, this has probably been on the back of my mind for at least maybe a year, possibly two.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So anyways, for anyone that doesn't know, this is Dr. Hino 4119. Well, 419. He's a indie creator and stuff. He has his own YouTube channel. I've seen him around on Trey McHale's channel, and I've definitely seen him around on Dazzling K's channel. And I've seen him twice on a Drake with David Brink's channel as well, and stuff promoting his books.
Yeah, I've been everywhere. I slowed down considerably, but that's okay because I was working on my books. Still am.
Oh yeah.
But I just started kind of messing with a new one today. So I'll probably show that to you guys. But I mean, it ain't nothing. I'm not trying to make it like a big thing since it's literally just a prologue in one chapter, but even the first chapter ain't even entirely. Fierce. Can I click on this? Oh, I can't. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm not the host.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. But yeah.
Fierce Queen, yo bro. Hey, it's been a while since I've seen you too. Well, talk to you through stream and all that. Sorry, I'm making it weird now.
Oh no, you're good. It's not really weird. But anyways, yeah, since we have a lot in common and stuff and a lot of the same mutual interests, I've been like I said, I've been wanting to probably do this for about a year or two. And stuff. Be like, damn, this guy is probably like one of the most like, even though you're probably not like obviously like not like the most successful like on some Eric July or or like on that type of level or anything, or Corey X Kenshin, you're still like probably the most passionate indie creator I've probably seen on this platform, to be honest. Like you always give 110% in like your work and stuff and like advertising, your characters and stuff on your own channel. And I can definitely respect that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still learning, dude. I honestly believe it's just a side of BS. And I don't mean in a bad way. I mean, like, just when you see how things just skyrocket and you're like, and people are trying, and I'm watching videos on like how to get views, or at least not get views, but understand algorithms and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I see some leverage with that, especially when we're talking about I'm talking about with books and everything, Amazon, they talk about keywords and all the usual, right? And I'm just like, okay, even if I do everything as quickly as I can, and it's still not going up there. I mean, I put it in a good position, or as best of a position I could put it in. There's still like a stroke of luck to it, and of course, people, obviously, And I'll give a great example. And now I can't. I possibly well. No, I shouldn't show the artwork because there's 4 artworks and they involve very, very fine ladies, and YouTube doesn't like that. But I don't really care because YouTube can kiss my kiss my ring.
They
With,
can't handle the truth.
well, yeah, they can't. Yeah, they can't handle the truth exactly because they're hypocrites. But I have I love working with artists, different types of artists, and I don't like try to make it strategic. Like, oh, this artist has the most followers and whatever. But I work with some pretty high profile ones, not like upper echelon, but at least have a good reach. And there's one who does like a retro pinup type stuff. You'll see it on my channel if you go on the post and if you haven't seen it already.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I posted some stuff up recently in your community post.
oh yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, Mr. Toon or the Dark Cartoon is his handle. And I just asked him like, hey man, can you repost first to start? This is my third. This is my third reposting that he's done for me. But the first 2, first one got like over 100 likes and stuff, and the next one got like over 80 or something. And I deleted those 2 because I was like, okay, well, all right, since that's happening, if I were to just upload it myself, I wouldn't even reach 10, dude. I wouldn't reach 10. So I was like, okay, this is some BS because kind of paying to the system too as well. Again,
yeah, you know how X is.
Exactly. Yes, and I'm I'm trying to understand it as well as much as I can, but I was like, okay, look, we'll do this one more time. We'll do this one more time. I'm not gonna bother you anymore until we until I commission you even more. And I said, okay, just upload this post for me and let's see how it does. He did it. It's sitting right over 200 likes, over 1,000 or over 2,000 views. And it's just, I'm not like mad or anything. I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, this is just proving to me like, yeah, it's just BS. It's just BS, dude. And so, I mean, I'm using it as a tactic, as a way to spread more, my stuff. So I do plan on working.
Whatever it works, because
Yeah,
it's done with your own characters, right? Yeah, it's done with like he's posting of your own characters and stuff with the old because he drew it and everything.
Right. Yeah. And
I
that's
mean,
what.
whichever works. I mean, at least it's putting eyes on your characters so they can go check you out and stuff. That's something that I would probably be like, oh, okay, well, this looks pretty cool. Let me check out the person that created these characters so I can see more of them and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's definitely gotten me out of follower purgatory that I've been in for over a year, and I'm just like, that is ridiculous, dude. Like this, I was like, this. I'm trying not to curse, but this stuff it's just again BS. It just goes to show you that if you know someone and they're able to help you out while you're helping them out, obviously financially, go ahead. I mean, I have no shame in it. I have no shame in it because and at the end of the day, I'm creating a triple win scenario. And if anyone knows me, I love creating those scenarios the most because everybody wins. I win by getting my artwork out, and of course, people seeing it. I'm sorry, commission artists and people seeing it. The artist is getting financially backed, and people are seeing pretty good looking characters.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just how I love to operate, man. Easy said and done, but hey.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah. So let's see, what can I talk about? Characters. So what kind of stories what are your stories about, if you want to explain that to the audience? Because I remember you have stuff like Knights Fall Eldritch, Gods and Goddesses. Of course, I know this is on your YouTube channel per se, and not like a book, but Zen's Cathedral. So so what are your stories about? And stuff?
Man, yes, I love answering this one. It's simple but complex in a way, kind of like Metal Gear Solid when you think of it. But anyway, I love working on mature dark fantasy for mature, obviously for mature readers. And I just every day, every waking moment, like each morning, dude, I just have ideas. I've always been like that since as far as I can remember, and it depends on the day. I'm gonna do my best to break it down like this. Of course, I try to schedule myself with things, specific projects, Gods and Goddesses, Zen's Cathedral, Nightfall Eldritch, and some other stuff. But I just found like, yeah, I can't. I don't have the ability to do that because I'm just everywhere, and it's like this is how I operate. This is how I function. I try to schedule in, and it just irritates me to the point where I don't want to work on anything. So I just my main focus obviously is Gods and Goddesses. I already have I already have 4 books. The first one obviously is my debut novel. The second one is the second edition of the first book. So I revised it and added in a few more scenes and just one new extra illustration, artwork, whichever you want to call it. Third one is a prequel about the villain, and the fourth one is like it's a follow up to that prequel as well, involving the same character. But
I see what you mean by like like Metal Gear Solid kind of
well, yeah, yes, and the third book is more of the origins of him. The fourth book is more of okay, we're leading up to the events of the first book. So that's what I've been working on. I already wrote a bit of the fifth book, which is a sequel to the first book. So I'm kind of I'm really stoked when I get back to that because I already got it's just my thing, man.
Oh, yeah.
Now when it comes to Nightfall Eldritch, this was my first comic, you can say my first comic, not my only one, but my first one, and it was an eye opener. The book was I mean, work on Gods and Gods was a eye opener as well. Especially it took me 4 years to write it out and also learn things. And people might think like, "Hey, you're a slow writer." I'm like, "No, dude, I'm not slow writing. It was just I was learning a lot of things while I was doing the writing and also building connections with different artists, and that's how I'm able to, just connect with a lot of people and stuff." But
right.
Going back to the comic, Nightfall Eldritch, that one was I was accepted in by the indie comic sphere. Those were the people that basically embraced me, and I was just seeing them, and I was kind of already in the indie comic side of things, but I was more of a customer. I wasn't a creator yet. And the one I really loved reading was Common America, and this is like this was the first volume that was out at the time, maybe second, and I was like, I love this cover. I like this character, gorgeous, beautiful, and it's actually pretty funny. So, and I haven't bought that in a good while. I think I'm just like holding out for buying like a whole omnibus and everything. But I was an avid collector of this stuff, and it really exposed me to indie. And I knew indie existed, but I didn't know how expansive it was until I saw a video about Common America by just some guy. Wow, that's been a while. That guy went off the deep end last I checked.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this was kind of what inspired me. Well, in a way, kind of inspired me to start writing. Writing Gods and Goddesses, and then obviously I get introduced to the indie comic side of things, and well, the group actually being there as a creator. And I think a year or two of being in it, I just like, hey, you know what? Let me work on a comic. It was a small comic, 9 pages, and it was. I just wanted to try like a little mini web comic. That's what I wanted to try, and I was like, well, if people like it enough, they'll support it, right? I actually did get some support. It wasn't much, but that's okay. I mean, that was a lot better than what I was expecting originally, and I learned. I went out of my comfort zone a lot with that one, and I learned, and I'm just like, okay, maybe I can't handle this side of it. I can handle, commissioning an artist and writing a script and everything. And I already knew how to write a script.
Yeah, it's like well, pretty much with the whole commissioning artists and stuff, and like scripting. It's kind of like you're like the art director, so you're kind of like in charge of like the structure of how you want everything to kind of be like and stuff.
Yeah,
compared to like like just full on, yeah.
No, yeah, and I learned that in college. I didn't go to college for that. That was just it was just one of my interests, just to see how that worked. I went to college for criminal justice.
Okay.
So I was already like ahead on a lot of things, and they were just like, well, how you want to try this? I'm like, okay, sure, I'll try it. So as I I don't accumulate debt, I'm good,
Yeah.
So got into that, saw how that went. I was like, okay, that's cool. And my first script, even though it wasn't based on my idea, the assignment was choose a movie that that you saw this year, that I saw this year, and I was like, okay, cool. And it was it was Joker.
Oh.
Not Joker 2, the first Joker.
2019, yep.
Yeah. So I really, everyone likes that last part where like, you get what you effing deserve. So
yeah.
I didn't get that. I didn't write that far into it, but I was reading. I legit was going scene by scene, frame by frame with stuff, and just like writing down what the characters are saying, and it really put in this perspective, like, okay, how to set the scenario. Is it interior? Is it exterior? What's the time? What's the time of day? Location and stuff. So I was like, okay, that's cool. I got it now. I got it. So
yeah, the psychology of it was pretty good. Like at least at the time. I mean, not the ideal kind of like, oh, this is the Joker kind of thing, but this is like, okay, not what I was expecting, but all right, that was pretty artistic in a way,
Yeah. And I don't know if my audio is good or not, but
oh no, you're fine. I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, awesome, cool. Yeah, so I was putting that knowledge forth into making the comic script, and I was like, okay, yep, got this. I'm gonna make it about these two knights battling each other. They're supernatural. One's called the Prowler, the other one's called Damon Knight, and get a little bit of Berserk, Dark Souls vibes to it. Some was Elden Ring out at the time? Maybe so. And a little bit of Elden Ring, even though I didn't know much about Elden Ring. I was more into the Bloodborne and Dark Souls with Berserk. That's what, and a little bit of Evil Dead. Okay, not a little bit, a lot.
I can definitely tell the Berserk influence. And I gotta say about Zen though. So this just kind of dawned on me. Now I haven't read the Berserk manga per se, but I kind of like skimmed it. I've seen both the animes, the '90s anime and the CGI one and all that. But I gotta say, is Zen supposed to be like that fairy character, as like how it is to like with Guts with the Damon Knight?
Actually, no. She I tell you where I got her inspiration from. It's from honestly Black Cat.
Ah. Black Cat used to definitely be one of my favorite, and it's probably still one of my favorite Marvel characters.
Yeah,
but that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, when you kind of look at her, yeah, you kind of see it. But I was kind of like into like more of her symbiote version in a way.
Oh yeah, from Spider-Man: Web of Shadows.
Yeah, not a lot of people bring that one up.
Yeah, yeah, that was a cool design too.
Yeah, that was a really good design. Talk about crazy and sexy, bro. I was but,
that boss fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't forget it. Even I mean, I'm glad I still own it. I'm just like, man, whenever they make it backwards compatible, we won.
Oh yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
let me see if I could do this for you, man. Make things easier for people. Uh,
I guess Taylor has a question for you. Have you seen the Netflix season? Well, the Netflix Avatar, both season 1 and 2.
oh man, are you trying to rage bait me? I, I hope you're really trying to rage bait me because I do not like mainstream entertainment. I do not.
Yeah.
I'm just it's the companies. It's the companies that allow these. Let me get this image uploaded. Then I'll get into it. I'll answer it. And I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to
Oh no, you're
give
fine.
you a good one. I hope, and I'm not trying to give you like a explicit one right now.
Oh no, you're good. We're definitely gonna spill the tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as jaded when it comes to like the mainstream stuff in general, but like, I mean, because there is a few diamonds in the rough, but for the most part, yeah, I mean, I do feel what you mean though. I'm like, well, that's why we shouldn't completely like rely on a lot of these companies. Sometimes if you really want something, you just got to do it yourself.
Yeah, and that's what it taught me. I didn't want to be angry with these people. I didn't want to give up on like my favorite properties, but when they kept destroying stuff and making and especially making it just obscenely gay. And some people give me a weird look like, oh, what you got against gay people? I don't have anything against gay people. I have something against the gay agenda where
Yeah.
they're pushing this stuff and it's not even a good plot point. There's been countless times when I was a kid where they would have they was damn, what's the word I'm thinking of? Insinuate that a character is not straight, and they weren't pushing it because they focus on the character's growth usually.
That's true. Or they were like very like, well, subtle about it. Like if you know, you know. Like, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, but I mean, I do get it though. It's like that Cal Arts type of style where a lot of those like because I looked up a lot of those writers or artists and stuff because I at some point I'm not gonna lie to you, I was really into some of that stuff a little bit during like when it was happening, but then it kind of got oversaturated and I started thinking, man, this is getting a little bit too much, and I was like, all right, I'm done. But a lot of those people kind of went to like Cal Arts, and that's why a lot of their styles is like kind of the same, kind of generic looking a little bit, or it's like the story beats is like, oh well, we're gonna have to focus on minorities and homosexuality possibly, or Tumblr, you know.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Especially the Tumblrs. Oh gosh. I don't know which one's worse, the deviant art, the Tumblr, or the Reddit type mindset. And yes, and let me switch over to something better because Dennis the Kid is definitely better than that bull crap that we were just talking about. But
Oh,
this is the redesign of Zen, not the style like the art style, but I'm talking about like her appearance because originally she looked a lot different and I can I can show it probably on my stream on my stuff. You guys probably seen it already if you haven't seen it on my channel, but she looked a lot different than what she was in I mean how she is now. And this is because after what I learned from Nightfall, after doing two versions of it before, which was the 9 pages, and then I upgraded that to I added more of a story to it. Um, that was what 36, 37 pages total, and that one would obviously expanded more on the story, but I focused more on the after events of what happened with the quote unquote prologue of the comic. And when I was getting to the first chapter of it, it goes into the Predator, like what happened to the Predator after his defeat. So I also was doing. I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember everything because it's been a good while.
because
But
yeah, I remember you said his name was a Prouder.
yeah, the Predator. Yeah, it means
Yeah.
traitor. It means
Okay.
traitor.
So yeah, because I remember he was fighting the Demon Knight, and I remember that whole dialogue or the introduction where they were like, because I think you got the inspiration from like Devil May Cry 3 with like Dante and Virtue.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me of that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and they're are they brothers? Are they a father and son? Are they whatever rivals, friends? You know, all that stuff. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, thank you for that, because I totally forgot about that, man. But yes, when I was also doing this is when I started doing manga dubs too, original manga dubs for my comics, and it was, that was awesome. That was so cool. I won't lie. I
Oh
just,
yeah, it was your manga dubs. You were killing it and stuff with that. Like you were definitely getting like a lot of views. I think I just checked out your channel the other day. I think your highest video has like 47K.
yeah, and who stars in that one?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Her. A lot of people loved Zanzikia now for obvious reasons with what she was wearing, but I after and this is right when I was gearing up to do my first crowdfund on Kickstarter, and there were some problems with it. I won't lie. I was getting really frustrated. No, I'm sorry. I wasn't doing it on Kickstarter first. I was doing it on from my comic first. I kind of got frustrated with the guys running it, because I didn't know right around the same time I was trying to get my stuff up. There was a big wig indie creator who was trying out fund my comic for the first time, and they were literally doing a stream that day when I was setting my stuff up, and I didn't know about this. How would I know about this? If I knew about this, I wouldn't do that.
Wait, you're talking about the Kickstarter you had? Wasn't it like last year?
It couldn't have been.
Oh no, this probably might have been a little bit later down the line, because I think I'm thinking about this other campaign you did. I think it was like last year, because that's where I was like trying to support it and stuff like that, and I kind of shared it around for a bit.
I don't remember. I've been doing a lot of things.
But it's cool. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I got frustrated with them. It was more on me. It wasn't their fault, I would say. It was just me being an idiot. I didn't say anything crazy to them, but I said, hey, I did put out a public message like a year later. I said, hey, you guys have something cool going on. I apologize for, just giving up on your stuff and just moving on to Kickstarter and everything. But I was on a time schedule. I just put myself on a schedule because I wanted to get this, this idea out there and everything. And plus I want to get experience with it. So went over to Kickstarter, and then that's when I realized, the problem wasn't them. The problem was me. Because and I think I have an inkling of what it could have been that was causing the problem, and I'm pretty sure I had different file types and also the size of the files. So I'm gonna watch out for that whenever I do that again. But I created the page for it, had did the countdown. That's probably when I probably did ask you to share that around. That would make more sense in my opinion. I'm really drawing a blank on what you're talking about, but that's the only thing that makes a lot of sense to me right there. And I got people to sign up, and next thing I know, crowdfund went live, and I got close to $1,000. My asking price for to be completely funded was maybe $2,000, possibly $2,000. It's, again, I gotta check this stuff again, but yeah, I was really amazed. I was like, wow, really? I thought I was gonna get $10 max at least. I thought that, but getting somewhere close to 1,000. Wow, people really do want this.
Yeah.
And I failed at the crowdfunding, but I left with a lot of experience. And so I went back to the drawing board and I was talking to Neff, and if you guys don't know, I'm sorry, if you guys don't know who Neff is my brother, my not biologically. I just
Like brother,
I have a great deep respect for that man.
yeah,
And
nefarious watcher.
yeah,
Yep, his art. Yeah, well, his artist guys.
yeah,
Gets
and
you, he does a lot of great work. Oh my god, I remember he did the Beastly Shepherd and stuff too, didn't he?
oh my gosh, my girl. I don't care what people say. Look, I make beautiful characters, male, female, it don't matter. But the Beastly Shepherd, there's something really special about her, and I want we gotta go through the manga dubs a little bit in this stream
Oh
because
yeah, let's
you talking about her. Oh my gosh, I'm shame on me, dude, because I neglect her at times, but she's so damn good. Just the character wise, how I built, and she's one of those characters that really surprised me when I was working on it, when I worked on her more, and I'm just like, I love her. She's a very flawed woman. Yeah, yeah, she's a cult leader, but oh my gosh, dude, there's a lot of substance for her. I'm trying not to spoil anything, but I can't wait to like get to that iteration of her with this new version of Nightfall that I'm doing. But a lot of it's gonna be remain the same. It's just how I'm gonna change up like who appears when and where and all that. But yes, the Beastly Shepherd. That's when I was doing that was the revival I was trying to do for Nightfall Eldritch, and she was the main one on the cover. Like you see, she was on the cover for a reason, dude. I was pushing her hard.
all right. Yeah, I remember you had like the variant covers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I think you had, like 3 of them. Yeah, I remember.
yeah.
Yeah, she was on like one of them and stuff like that. Yep.
Let me see if I can do this. Okay, yeah. All right, man. Let's check it. Let's check out that one.
All right, I got the screen share. I'm gonna probably play this one first if you want.
Yeah.
Help me! There's a demonic ritual in the woods, and I barely made it out with my life. The things they're doing to us, to my daughter and sisters, I can't.
I don't think you did this in the manga dubs, but I think when I saw your page on X and stuff, I think you show like the Beastly Shepherd like cannibalizing or like eating one of the people.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh,
yeah.
I was like, oh snap.
Yeah, that's part of the one. I think I have it. It's uploaded on YouTube, but beware though, they gave me age restriction because of how crazy it is. But I didn't, I didn't care. I said, this is what people are gonna be. This is my stuff. You want to look at? There's Neff right there. Hey man.
Yeah. Right there. Speaking of the devil.
Yeah. The Queen says kind of like Amazing Digital Circus finale of Jax being self-afflicted by what? Look, I'm not into
Amazing Digital Circus. Well, you probably haven't.
I'm not into it. Because I already knew the type of people that will be watching, and it's not me like saying like, oh, these people are crazy, but I already know what the fandom's gonna be like because of Has Been Hotel and whether the other one that goes along with it. I already knew. I just like, I'm cool. I don't want to be near it. And then plus, there's gonna be some bullshit. I'm sorry, some BS involved, and I don't want to. I just don't want to be a part of it. I'm gonna focus on my little island. I'm gonna focus on my characters, that are good, or as good as I can make them, and just go with that. But yeah, going back to the Beastly Shepherd, yeah, there's how can I say this? Her cult, and they're very hedonistic, not just, and people think sexual and everything. Okay, fair play, fair game and all that, but it's not just that. It's like whatever they desire to do, as long as it's not harming their own following or her orders and stuff. And so I also expanded upon this on in audio as well. And I mean, I did a little bit of learning with that one too, because I won't lie, I did scare off the voice actress for the audios for the audio
Oh,
version, and
oh, well,
that was me just being dumb. I wasn't like, it's just how I operate. Like, look, this, I'm not hiding anything. This is how this character is and stuff. This is the risk you'll be taking with this character, because this character, this is the reason how, right. So this is how the character just operates, dude. And things didn't work out. It wasn't like disastrous or anything, but I just said, hey, look, it just, she wasn't on board with it anymore, and I said, all right, um, you know, later, if there's ain't nothing to hang
but
on.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, just had separate ways, had to go out of separate ways. And I'm very grateful that she actually did it, did this stuff and everything. And that wasn't her in the comic dub.
Yeah.
That was still the first voice actress that I was working with a lot, especially when she was the first one to do Zen's voice, Gehenna's.
Yeah, because I remember, you said you had two voice actors or actresses for Zen and stuff. One with the old, and I think probably with the old design too, and then the current one that you have.
Yeah. So, and yes, and that's the cover right there. That's one of the best covers, right? That you're seeing.
Yep, right here. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. See, now that's the one. I think that's the one right there that is age restricted.
Yeah. So how do you like? I guess I'm just gonna say this in general. And especially like for the audience and stuff out there that might be watching, might be thinking, man, I want to do my own comic book dubs too. So like, how do you like scout for like voice actors and stuff? Like, what makes you think, okay, what site do I go to go check them out? And then also on top of that, like, what makes you think, all right, I think I want to choose this one to voice my character?
YouTube. I originally started with YouTube. I listened to so many the female for male, male for female, male for male, and all this stuff and all. And because I'm listening to the worlds being built, and obviously the different voice range, and I'm just some of them are actually. This, even before I started doing this stuff, the comic dubs, I actually was really ensnared with some of the characters and worlds that they were able to build up, and I was just really digging it. Just the voice work was great, the ambience was awesome. I do, I like the interactive ASMR type stuff too.
Yeah,
Are
you familiar? Yeah, you know about the ASMR.
Yeah, you kind of get a little glimpse of that. Now, it's not the best, obviously, but it's not the worst as well. But that's what helped, fueled me with the audios as well. But yeah, that's where it began, and I was able to get two from YouTube. What the one was, the audio for Beastly Shepherd, the Beastly Shepherd audios, and then the other one was it's more of a private one, but it was like an audition almost to see if I can make a Prince Gensei / Genesis audio story with it, kind of. But I really was. This is back when I was kind of, I wouldn't say arrogant, but I was really confident, and I thought I can actually acquire this guy more, and I try to, make him an offer, and then he just basically outright refused. And I was like, damn. And I was kind of salty because he actually had a great Transylvanian accent. And yes. And Jensei, when Jensei talks, that's how it sounds. He has a Transylvanian accent, and he gets it from the Gaudier by Kona. That's how she talks. So really, that's just he just kind of it just that's his relative, his one of his older relatives. So he just kind of like he's been around her for so long because he is her pupil, and so it just naturally he just started talking like her again. Her accent's down a little bit, and so yeah. But he it was like a dream come true though when I heard. I still got it, but I was like, man, damn, he is so good. Like this is how I envision what Jensei sounds like. But yeah, then I went over to Fiverr, was looking for people that way, and I don't know what got me into Fiverr, but ever since I learned about it, I haven't put it down. I never had a bad experience, except recently for one thing. I've had over I don't know how many orders, and this is my first time having declined one order because, and this is for my newest books too. The guy just it was like talking to a brick wall at times. So I was like, okay, dude, I can't be repeating myself anymore. So
yeah.
But anyway, I digress. Yeah, Fiverr. That's what really locked it all for me too. With the voice actors, video editor, which Sora is very cool. Sora is she's awesome. I'm so glad I'm so blessed to actually work with Sora, and she's done a few. Actually, Sora is the voice actress of the new version of Zenzakia.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes. So not only is she the video editor, but she's also the voice actor. I was like, look, I'm gonna do this because I think you will love this character, this new version of this character, and I think you'll be perfect for her. And yeah,
Nice. Yeah, let me play this manga dub right here. I'm gonna play this one with the Beastly Shepherd. It's like,
oh boy.
Yep.
All right.
That thing won't do. It's cracked and ominous looking.
And by the way, have you seen the recent chapters of Berserk? That's what Taylor wanted to ask you.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry that. No, I haven't. I'm waiting for a deluxe edition, the next deluxe edition. I have all 14 of them. I'm waiting for that 15th one to come out.
Cool.
I'm waiting for it.
Her favor or not? That piece of junk is an insult. We won't become chosen like that. Have a little faith. It'll add years to your life. Besides, when we're chosen, you know
That
what
looks a little
happens
familiar.
next.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't show that one.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yo,
Moment of truth. Are you ready?
I think I had to go to your page
know
to just
this,
get figure it out. I'm like, oh, okay.
From a monarch's
Yeah.
rule.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Ah, my newest sheep. Welcome back. What do you bring?
We found this helm and thought that you'd like it, since you have a variety of collections. My shepherd?
It's a fine offering. One I'm pleased about. You two desire to be chosen.
Yes, my shepherd!
Name thy desires, my chosen.
I want to be free from the old life that tries to bind me. I'm tired of risking my life for a king and ungrateful citizens, the same as him. But I want to know if what you preach is the real deal. If I abandon what I know, then I do seek the worth it'll bring. You can't just force that. She's doing enough by letting us be free. How dare you? Get off me! I'll sleep with her if I want to. I'm chosen just like you. And you should show gratitude, not lust.
I don't mind it. In fact, I'm flattered.
But my shepherd.
This is a night where desires run amok.
The money shot.
Debauchery is one of them.
Oh yeah.
I'll be off somewhere. I'll return tomorrow.
Remember, it's fine to chase after what you want. Don't be afraid to venture forth into the unknowns.
Yes, shepherd. Speak to you tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Come early if you like. Let the
Where is
others
it?
know that you're chosen because sometimes they can get outrageously unruly.
I can assure you that I don't come quick, Shepard.
It's not about impressing me, Chosen. I am here to convince you in any way possible.
Why do I have a feeling you're an agent of a deity?
I do not deny.
Anyone can say that. I still need to be convinced. What?
You did well to bring me this, Chosen. I am most pleased. Have you heard of the Trita? Don't worry, beloved Chosen. Not many know of the true tale. After all, Trite is a fitting fate for them. The Trita were a band of misfits that sought approval from not only assassins of various origins, but also the tribal king of Jaikar. They carried out multiple nefarious deeds,
And I worked
so
with
heinous
you
that
want to
even
pause for a
I
second?
wouldn't reveal.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Though.
Yeah, and I worked. This is when I was recommended. I was recommended to work with this other video editor. This is the only time I worked with him, but I was just like, when I saw this, and I was like, you know what, F it. I'm not gonna try and go through the pain and process to find another one who was willing to do this. And this guy, I don't even feel like even correcting this guy because I don't know. I was just over it. I said this is the only time I'll do this. I'll work with this guy. This editing process was terrible.
Yeah.
I
don't have any qualms with it.
I'm sorry. I'm just
Yeah,
even
it's
now
okay.
when I watch it, it still pisses me off.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. Let's play it.
I was gonna say you didn't like the little cut and stuff. Yeah. Well, I'm
In
about
their
to play.
storm of wickedness, a vengeful spirit was provoked. The group tried to fight at first, but more than half were cut down. Those that remained ran for their lives, but the spirit gave pursuit. In the end, all died.
That's quite a story, my Shepard.
Don't let such a tale dissuade what you want. It's a cautionary telling for groups like ours. Prepare yourself, good Chosen. You've done very well. I hope that your last minutes were full of bliss. I'm sorry, O horrendous night. I am eager for this reunion. This is the fate of my Chosen. Their final moments full of desire before a swift death. All I ask is to be your right hand. Regardless if it was out of some miracle kindness or genuine want for me to suffer, you didn't leave me to die on the rocks. Child, this is your path no more. I've come to give you a better position in this wretched life. Are you real? Come. Your calling must be fulfilled.
All right, but that was pretty cool.
Yeah. That was a little racy at times.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know. Taylor said earlier she was like, YouTube would be very sensitive. I'm like, oh, it's a little bit beyond sensitive.
Oh no, yeah, all those even censored, it still still got caught.
Yeah, but yeah, it worked out though. What's happening, Flaming Claw, and what's happening, Kaylin?
Hey.
And stuff. I know Kaylin personally, but I'll probably say that for another time. But yeah.
Yeah, that I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm just seeing it, just seeing it and hearing it. I'm just like,
yeah, like
yep, that's the beastly shepherd.
Oh yeah.
But
so,
what's up?
Yeah. So what led you so what do you like about dark fantasy in general?
It's unrestricted, man. It's not filtered. I learned that just from Berserk, and not just only from Berserk, but Wicked City, the anime, Elfen Lied. Elfen Lied.
I didn't watch Elfen Lied. I know it's wild, but I'm like, oh, Okay.
That's an anime I could watch only once every few years, dude.
Yeah.
It get it like it don't terrify me, but it's just the ending. It just gets to me. It gets to me a lot, and I'm just like, okay, I had my fill. It's been fulfilled for how many for now, however many more years until I watch it again. So yeah, that one's it's one of my favorites. I love it.
Yeah.
Just
I know you've seen Devilman. Devilman, man, that broke my spirit when I finished the anime, and especially when I read the manga. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
yeah. I actually tried to read the manga, but of course, this is I was a normie with it back then, especially because I got introduced to it by Netflix, and even then, the ending to the Netflix one, I was like, no way, but I won't.
Yeah, it was it was the same almost as the manga, but the manga, oh my god, that was
Yeah, I
graphic.
I can believe it, but when I went over to when I went into the manga and I just saw how different it looked, I'm like, what? I'm like, they don't even look, I mean, you can tell who's who at times, but I was like,
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't want to read it, but then I
yeah,
found out about Devil
yeah,
Man Lady, and I'm like, hello.
yeah. Because for me, I mean, I already knew. Well, I wouldn't say I knew of Doleman, but I was looking into Golden Guy anyways because I was familiar with like Cutie Honey. So I'm like, all
Yeah,
right, well, let me check out his other work and stuff like that. So I because of the internet, I was able to kind of like go all the way back from the beginning. So I recently just watched Doleman Crybaby like some months ago. But like I already knew what was gonna happen anyways because I saw the OVAs and I read the manga and I was like, bruh, like I was mad. I was mad. I was like, damn, they really did a cure like that, man.
yeah, yeah. And when I got a little bit into more into the Golden Guy and started learning his process, especially just for Devilman and Devilman Lady, I started channeling a little bit of that too. So I have a little bit of Kentaro Miura, Golden Guy, Miyazaki, Dark Souls, obviously, and
Yeah.
is it? I got the damn thing right here.
What's he the creator of that you're about to say?
Here we go. What's his name? Yeah, Kota Hirano for Helsing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was channeling that. So well, as much as I can. I mean, obviously I'm not like them. I'm totally different with stuff, but
Yeah, but like the influence and stuff, or just like this
yeah.
like what shapes me and stuff like that.
Well, when it comes to the creature designs and stuff, and some also with the protagonist as well, but mainly I try to do that with the environments, the creatures, and some of them are going to be plain because I want to save the real good stuff for later or a very obviously specific plot point or narrative purpose. I mean, so that's and you kind of and if we do get into what I worked on today, you will see a little. You can hopefully it'll be imaginative, like you guys can imagine it, but it's I'm treating it more like the beginning of it, and I'm sorry, the beginning of Night's Fall, like how after a specific thing happened. Now I try to do my best to put things into sections, obviously, the prequel, sequel, and whatever, right? Uh, and Nightfall, I've noticed that I don't want it to be a comic, especially after what
Oh
I've
yeah, it's
learned.
your novel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a novel, and I'm also just playing with the idea of just again, with write a novel, but also do like a little bit of do the manga dub stuff. But you know, one medium will be focused on literature, and another will focus on visual. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
know.
that'd be kind of fun, kind of cool.
Yeah, like I know what you mean because like I think some stories might start off as like a light novel and then it might work its way to becoming a manga and then eventually anime and stuff. So it can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and and I'm just thinking like, okay, with these illustrations that I'm having be that are going to be done in the near future, hopefully. I was thinking like maybe I could add them into it somehow, but I doubt it right now. I just want to focus on the writing and the artwork. That stuff, you know, if it fits, it fits. You know, I'll definitely ask the artist, hey, can I put this in my book? Okay, cool, awesome. You know, and I've done that before with I done that before with Gods and Goddesses, the first book, because I didn't know I was gonna make a book until you know, like, oh, suddenly I made a book. I want to add artwork to. I want to add this artwork into it. Can I do that? So it just works out that way. But yeah,
Yeah.
with so with what we you know we were showing on here, that was the previous iteration of things, and now you know Zen's Cathedral. I totally just scale back and just start focusing on her because obviously she's the reason why my YouTube channel it blew up.
Yeah.
I mean,
She's
and
like
it's still going.
pretty much.
Yeah, she's still going strong now. She's slowed down a lot, but she's still going strong. 2 years after 2 years now. Either way, and me when I went back to Neff and we were talking about things like, look, I got an inspiration. I got an idea for this. We gotta change her look because I don't like how I'm kind of stepping on the toes of Christianity, and I don't like how they just when you look at her original design, you kind of see what I mean. And you know, some people might even when they see her new design, what we just showed, you know, some people are like, oh well, you're kind of doing it too. I'm like, not to the degree how I was unintentionally with the first design, because I wasn't really thinking like that. I was just going with the trend really, and you know, it was a nice trend, but
Right.
you know, I actually try to put more of the let's make her, you know, let's obviously keep the sex appeal to her, but let's at least make it like stylish or like even women like it too, you know. So
Right. Like I wouldn't say it's like well, I don't know. I mean, that's between you guys though. I mean, I wouldn't say well, and it's been a while since I've seen that first design too. But I was gonna say like, you know, think of like Bayonetta, right? You know how like Bayonetta
yes,
where it's like that
yes,
nun outfit and stuff, but she's a very like objectified person and stuff like that. I mean, you know, outside the costume of course, but still. But yeah.
yes. It's just and that was kind of I think I was thinking along the lines of that too. And so we, you know, he experimented with it and we found the perfect design for her the new new generation of her, and was like, okay, this is it right here. This is perfect. So we started making the comic panels for the new manga dub for Zen, you know, for Zen's Cathedral, and you know, obviously the first three. If you want to pull that up, I'll definitely add some commentary to it.
Oh, which one you want me to pull up?
It should be the one that says like all episodes or something.
Oh, okay. Let's
see. Ah, that's the one right there where she's leaning back.
This one?
No, Zen's leaning back.
Oh, this
there.
one.
No, yep, that's it. Yeah, I can't really read that thing. I wish I could.
Oh yeah.
Bonjour, Bishop. I'm the newly elected abbess, Zanatoskia. It's good to see you alive
I
and
do like
well,
French
and I
accent.
commit myself
It
to
helps with the
bettering this
characterization.
cathedral. I've studied your doctrines, researched your origin, and read about your deeds. I suppose that makes me the right person to help keep this sacred cathedral functional. After all, there's a reason why I selected to be here, Bishop. Bishop, a word of counsel. Wandering eyes will lead to wandering hands. And when one makes a move sans penseur, they will find themselves in an unfortunate circumstance.
You remember I drew that post.
The time draws near every day, like a repetitive
A lot of money
nightmare.
shots.
A I'll be amongst them, so the world will wake. The bad revs will be no more. Bishop, you must not try to take a lady by surprise. Though I'm certain you know all about that, no? A harmless pleasantry, Bishop. Do you need me to assist you? Oh, merci, mon cher Bishop. I can now conquer the day with this offering. For weeks, Zenexoskia performed her duties as abbess of the waning cathedral with perfection and hidden purpose. At last, she convinced the bishop to release her on a solitary mission to purge an infested mine in the remote border town of Elidario. When she arrived, the locals refused to speak about what ailed them. Every priest turned away. Every soldier found urgent duties elsewhere. Only one brave soul stepped forward, a mercenary that carried a sword and shield. Together, the abyss and the sellsword descend into the hazardous black shafts where the stone itself pulses like something is alive.
Oh, gentlemen.
Zenexoskia didn't cross half a continent to simply save Elidario. She came to make certain the things sleeping beneath it would return home with her. I was beginning to pantser that person would want to escort an abyss to a place like this. One group of people gave me concerned looks, but I'll be quite all right. Nuisances like these deserve to be sent but exterminate. Bon Protector, I confide that you'll help me destroy these mines once we locate the important material, no? It's how efforts they can
That's
be.
a money shot right there.
Have you ever seen Gurkhan jump to their deserts, Protector? Pardon? I get rather emotional when I see a bended blackness below. It replems moi of troubling times.
Yeah, this
It aims to volley your
background
veil,
kind of reminds me of Ninja
Protector.
Gaiden 2.
I know you could dispose of this one.
I never played it, but I played it.
It was like a
Je suis
little
là,
cavern kind
mon
of thing.
cœur. Combien de temps cela fait-il? Tu m'as manqué. You have très bien, Protector. You have reunited one cure at moi, and now I will occur bon favor so you for fertility. Lieutenant, repel when I said you'll let me destroy these mines, no? Rapide vrai, Protector. Nous avons beaucoup to obliterate. After saving Elidario and reclaiming her Moncure, Zenexoskia returns to the cathedral. She kneels before the bishop in the candlelit nave and proposes a quiet yet reasonable arrangement. Let her take full stewardship of the waning cathedral. The aging bishop had spent weeks dreaming of those golden-slit pupilled eyes. The word yes was already forming on his lips before she finished speaking. Lovesick and trembling, he drafted up a decree that very night and officiated it. Zenexoskia smiles the way a cat smiles at a bird with a broken wing, though the bishop had other ideas. Everything is now finalized. My thanks to you, Bishop, for making this rev come true. Now this cathedral is rightfully mine. Ah, bien sûr. You desire a repayment for all your efforts. I suppose I'm not above repaying Les debts. Perhaps you mistook my kindness as an open invitation to satisfy your flesh. In that case, I too must sate my own desires, for I don't take kindly to those who transgress.
Yeah, I will say though, sometimes that third eye be throwing me off. I mean, not this time because I kind of knew or I remember, but before I was like, oh man, I forgot she has a third eye.
Yeah, that's I don't want to get too much in spoiler, but sometimes if guys like people pay attention, I kind of like throw things in there, but obviously I don't have a good, a strong reach, so I just I don't care. I'll throw this out here. No one's not gonna really see it unless some internet sleuth just starts backtracking, like, oh, starts putting connecting the dots and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was yeah, I, that's always been there for like idea wise. Like, yeah, Nightfall Eldritch. I'm thinking something Eldritch. Yeah, I don't want to go too crazy or in depth with. Just give her a third eye and still make it good, but hide it behind the hair. I mean,
Yeah, but it no sells the monstrous look, like the whole cat girl motif and the nun stuff is all like alluring, but then once you see that third eye, you're like, oh, well, that's kind of freaky.
yeah,
But
yeah, not a lot of people. I mean, obviously they wouldn't know that until like it's too late. But even then, I don't really put emphasis on this, but she also has like eyes on her tail as well.
okay.
You don't. It's not everywhere. It's like more on the tip, but you don't really see it. And I'm just like, I'm like, I'm just like, well,
No
it
wonder why
doesn't matter to me.
she's
Either there or not.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, but but she's done wonders for me with everyone loves a French cat girl for some reason.
Yeah, they are popular. But yeah, but like coming up with like archetypes and stuff for like characters and stuff, like that's kind of also something that just motivates me, or like be like, oh, that would actually be cool if it was like done in my own kind of style. Like if I had like let's say my own cat girl or something like that, as you already know or seen some of my characters before. I have my own Lamia and stuff.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, let me do my own kind of Lamia stuff, since I've seen Mia from like Monster Mizune or this other character and stuff. I'm like, okay, this is in my style. Lamias, usually they will, so and so, this is the color, her hair, etc. So yeah.
Yeah, you never forget your first time with Monster Musume or just Monster Girls in general. You never forget. I mean, I remember clear as day. My first
Oh,
Monster.
yeah, I remember that. I remember my story. But yeah,
Yeah.
go on with your
Oh, I was gonna say Melina from Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, Melina. Yeah, like for me with Mortal Kombat, yeah, I got into Mortal Kombat probably a little bit, well, not super young, but around like I was like 10, 10 years old.
Sounds about right for me.
Right. Yeah, me and some of my friends from like this little martial arts after school that we were going to, we used to play Mortal Kombat and stuff on the PS2, like Armageddon and Shaolin Monks. And we probably had no business playing that, but we still, it was fun.
It was a different time back then. Nowadays, a lot of the kids are sheltered, dude. I mean, we we were I don't know what year you're born, but I'm pretty sure we're probably born the same year. But I remember VHS tapes and
yeah, I think you're a year apart from me actually, but yeah.
So what and I swear every time when I like look at like what generation we're in, because I remember from the longest time we were considered millennials, the youngest millennials. Then all of a sudden, like I guess like 2 or 3 years ago, when I was looking up like trying to prove to a friend of mine. I was like, we're millennials,
like
dude.
Gen Z or something like that.
Yeah, now we're considered older Gen Z. And I'm like, wait, what?
I've not guessed it, but I'm just like, oh, well, I guess that makes sense a little bit, but not. Yeah, but we're a little bit removed from some of the other, Gen Z.
Dude, we might as well be considered younger millennials because there's no. I'm not saying I'm ashamed of being a Gen Z, but there's a night and day difference between older and younger.
Between like late 90s, early 2000s to like early 2010s. Or the kids that were born in that era. Yeah, it's
early 2010s. God, I mean, because I used to work with kids, and they were like joking about like how old I was, and I was like, you know how old I am? We used to make fun of you guys when I was a kid. So we already knew we were. That's where it came from. That's because they were talking about the joke of being, like being, what is it, the tablet kid or
Oh
something.
yeah, I remember you talking about that before. The little tablet kids and stuff.
Yeah, yes, and they were bringing that up. I was like, that's where it came from. We were making fun of y'all when y'all were still in your cribs and stuff. So that was I won't lie. Those kids were funny. Sometimes they were bad, but they were really funny though.
Yeah, I just have my experience with kids and stuff too, where I used to be like a little bit of an assistant and like, well, I mean, the thing with me is like, since you're young and stuff, kids would like, well, they'll try to test you, depends on like the age, but if they're like really young, they'll respect you to an extent. And
No,
like,
dude. They're
weird.
different. They're different. The ones I worked with, they were different. It does.
Yeah, they probably were.
I'm not saying they're bad or anything. They were just I don't want to give out too much information, just because just where I worked at and everything. But you had some really bright ones, and I could only count on one hand how many bright ones there were. I mean, super smart, dude. There was one that I think of, like, I will always think back to, because he was, dude, this kid was a freaking prodigal mathematician. He has to be. He literally just studied numbers. He's not autistic, or he wasn't autistic or anything. That was his hobby. That was his freaking hobby. That was his love right there, working with numbers. And he would say to me, like, so and so, this number and that number. I'm like, yeah. I was like, if you put this together, he will break it down, dude. I swear that kid is gonna do a lot of good things for society one day. I swear to you. But yeah, I mean, it's so cool working with different, like, range of kids, and you see some of it was concerning, not like in a bad way, but more of like, okay, yeah, I see where this kid's gonna go down. Not wishing anything bad upon them, but it's just the patterns are there, pattern recognition.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, definitely that
you look,
too.
you look at.
I have dealt with some kids that, like, well, I wouldn't say it's on the fault of the kids, but it's like, damn, like their parents and stuff. Sometimes I'm just
It's
like,
the parents, yes, dude.
yeah. I'm
Yes.
like, why would you? I'm like going to myself, like, why would you say that around your kid, or why would you treat them like this? I'm like, you gotta, I mean, well, it's not my place because I'm like, an assistant here, and I don't got kids of my own. But I'm just like, but I wouldn't do that if I was a parent. If you want your kid to be more, yeah, proper, or like more like, a better person and stuff, or not making the same mistakes you probably made, but
Yeah, I just they're not being the allegations of being, lazy millennial parents. They're not.
Oh yeah.
So there were some ones that were chills. Like I said, you had a whole variety of parents, the kids. It was cool for a time, but I was like, okay, I saw everything that I need to learn, and it was time for me to go. I didn't leave because I hated the kids or anything like that. No, it was my time. It was just my time. I wasn't getting in trouble or anything. I learned everything that I could, that I needed to.
Yeah, I felt the same because I just kind of went to myself like, I'm making more money at this other job than I am at this job, and like,
That's another thing too. Yep.
Exactly. I was just like, you know what? I mean, I am here to like really help out the kids, like, because it's a responsible thing to do over the money, but still, it's like, nah, I gotta put my own priorities first and just think about, what's best.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not staying loyal to a company. I'll definitely put in the effort and work, but I won't. It can't. I would love to, have loyalty to a company, but the thing is that it can't be a one-way thing. It has to be a two-way street with that, bro. It just can't do that.
Right. Or yeah. Or I guess the thing with me is like, well, because I mean, obviously it's not like, you guys don't like work with me personally, but usually when I like work with people and stuff, or like, or yeah, I try not to like really inconvenience a lot of people and stuff, which I mean, sadly, a lot of people do not have this type of thing like at my job and stuff. Let's say people will like probably show up or not show up. They probably won't call out and, at the last minute, and then they're like, "Oh, we need somebody" and stuff like that or whatever. But I'd never like just do that to inconvenience somebody, like not show up to work when I'm like scheduled to show up, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I try not to, but I won't lie. There were just some days where I was just like, I do not want to deal with the madness today.
Oh yeah,
Especially I'm trying to tell people like, dude, it's different working with kids. It really is. You just you think your job is bad. My job isn't bad. It's just challenging. And sometimes when those days catch up and you wake up and you're like, dude, yeah, you again, you're dealing with you're dealing with ranges of just various kids, man. They can be happy, one can be happy, one can be sad. Another one can be angry, another one can be threatening to kill you.
or trying to like, or just trying you and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just like it's not, at least with when you work with fast food, there's a constant constant to it. It don't really change too much because you work with, this is just how fast food is, man. It has ups and highs.
That's true, but
Okay,
fast
so
food,
it's like
that can get interesting. Let's just say that.
yes, it can. It can. I definitely recall sometimes like that. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm sorry, we got sidetracked.
I know we're talking about our job experiences and stuff, but yeah. But I mean, but it's cool though. I mean, yeah, fun little conversation still. So yeah, wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, that's just how it is. But I really love working in the indie sphere. Again, I'm not really the biggest fan. I'm a big hater of mainstream entertainment. If it,
Oh yeah, trust me, I've seen the videos.
I believe I settled down from that, but man, it's like that. It's like a little twitch at times, and you just get the memories. I'm just like start seething, and I'm like, okay, well, I was like, oh no, can't do that, and then next thing you know, it's just hulking out like I did with the DMC Netflix anime.
Oh yeah. I kind of was pissed off too. I mean, at least with season 1, but I mean, after season 1, I was kind of like, all right, well, I know what I'm getting myself into anyway, so let me just, well, I guess I'll watch season 2, see how this plays out, anyways, just because a friend told me about it, and I was like, all right, cool. Wasn't as bad as I thought. Well, but yeah.
I don't like how they're shipping Lady and Dante, and they never. It makes more sense to ship Lucia and Dante. It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I would have preferred it. Definitely.
Just saying.
But Dante and Lady, I'm not like. Well, I've said this before. I'm not against it per se, but what they did in that show, I was like, nah, not Dante.
Dude, it's like it's an abusive relationship. That's what it seems like to me. Again, I never watched it, but that's what it looks like to me when people talk about it. I'm like, this is a fucking abusive relationship.
Felt like Stockholm syndrome. I'm like, my God.
That's what I was getting too from it, especially when I was watching your videos about it. I was like, the only good thing that I've seen about this was they did a little cameo appearance of Lucia and what's his Arius. That was cool. Honestly, that was really cool.
Yeah, I had a feeling you might probably like that part with Arius with the whole aging thing. But yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that's new with Arius.
I'm down with it. I'm down with it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I do like Arius from Devil May Cry too, but I felt like, the Netflix anime, they definitely kind of fleshed him out a little bit more. And I was like, okay, I like that. That's kind of what I wanted to see from like shows or whatever, and the stuff based off of video games and stuff.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Flesh out the characters that weren't really fleshed out in the games.
Right. Like, I know, well, you probably haven't seen this anime or whatever, or you're not like a huge Street Fighter fan. And I think I asked about this one time on your live stream, but you ever heard of Street Fighter 2V?
No, see, because I'm not big into Street Fighter.
Yeah. So let me explain this real quick. So as we already know, Street Fighter 2, the video game and all that, Street Fighter 2V is kind of like, well, it's not a part of like any like the Street Fighter games per se, but it's kind of like its own story. but it's following like a younger version of Ryu, Chun Li, and Ken, where they're like around, instead of their early 20s, they're like 17, 18-ish years old and stuff like that. And they like travel the world, and it's kind of like a prequel type of story.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool, you know. It's like before a lot of stuff happens, before Sagat loses his eye, a bunch of stuff, you know. Yeah, it was like a pretty interesting like anime and stuff that like, you know, kind of like introduced some stuff, and I was like, okay, that was pretty cool. So if they did something like that with some of these like video game adapted shows like Don't May Cry, for example, where it's a different interpretation, but it adds something new, like for example, Chun Li's dad, he's in that anime because you know he gets killed off in Street Fighter and all that, but they gave him a name, and his name is Dorai. So ever since that anime, they always been using his name as Dorai. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
you know, so that's stuff that they could take away from like animes and stuff to put in like video games or future like or other stuff, you know.
Yeah. Now that's the beauty of it, of like IPs being interpreted by other companies and stuff. Yeah, I mean, obviously we've seen the nightmares. We've seen numerous nightmares
Oh
when
yeah.
it comes to that stuff. But there's also beauty to it within nightmares as well. That's such a strange thing to me, but it's reality. And but even when it comes to these established IPs, the one that really irks me the most, honestly, the one that really irks me the most are the mainstream, because it's mainstream. They're gonna do what the fuck they're gonna want. I'm cussing. They're gonna do whatever the hell they're. Damn
Oh
it.
yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I don't care.
But they're gonna do whatever the heck they want to do, and it's just the fan fiction. I just
Oh yeah, yeah. Like they get
can't.
the wrong kind of people to work on it that are larpers, or they claim that, oh well, I'm a fan of this, but then you have something like, let's say Marvel, right? They said that they don't want to hire fans to work on the stuff. It's like, what are you doing? Like, come on.
Yeah, no, and yeah, you're right about that. Don't get me wrong, you're right about that. But I was also talking about like like actual fan fiction sites and stuff, and I
Oh yeah.
just I can't stand them. I honestly
Oh
can't.
yeah. I
It's
don't really
just
go to them a whole lot per se. I mean, well, I probably should check out some stuff, I guess, but nah, you know, I don't really like. I'm not into fan fiction like that. Fan art, as you know, as an artist, but yeah.
well, and I was doing that with Kate. Well, not like like berating her, but more like, hey, let's I'd rather read something that you originally made than read something about Leon and stuff, because she loves Resident Evil. Who doesn't love Resident Evil? But
Oh yeah.
it's just like you have more, and I'm just trying to like, I wasn't trying to preach or explain, but again, I was just being very subtle because I didn't want to like,
You know, like get off
I'm
the
not trying to be confrontational. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
encourage. That's the whole thing. I'm just trying to encourage her to embrace more of her original projects. Therefore, you can actually focus on something that's your own. At the end of the day, it's your own thing, because we've seen it time again, and I'm not proving wrong with this, but all it takes is for that one company to go stupid, go fucking crazy, and say we're gonna start sending cease and desist letters to anyone who worked on this stuff. It hasn't stopped Nintendo, it hasn't stopped Sony, and yet people are still selling artwork, and then they're gonna act surprised when they get a cease and desist letter, or
Oh
a
yeah.
goon agent come to them and tell them to take it down. And we've seen it, and this happened recently too, where someone at a convention, they sent the goons out, and they're pulling out their art from the wall and everything. And it was like, I was like, don't be surprised when this starts happening, because it's not your your product. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Stop fucking doing this shit. I'd rather start doing your own thing. Please do your own stuff, because you don't have to deal with bullshit like this. And then they're gonna probably try, and more than likely, you're gonna try do it like a cut with like, hey, we'll make a deal with you as long as you pay us a cut, a percentage of what you make. You could still sell. I mean, and some people might do it, but still, I really fear that future. I do. I fear that becoming more of a thing embraced by these companies, especially. It's not good.
But
I
yeah,
see it.
I do get what you mean, though. I mean, for me personally, because for those who don't know, me and Dr. Hino, we were both on Mugen Lord's stream the other day, or Venus Orion, where we were watching his stream about, and he was talking about his comics and stuff like that, and he was talking. We were talking. Well, he brought up about how he's not a huge fan of fan fiction and stuff like that. Now, I will say, when it comes to fan fiction, I'm not against like it completely. Which I mean, I understand, but it's also like, well, sometimes you kind of want something to kind of like satisfy you in a way, where like of course you can always do your own stuff, and I like to do my own stuff too, but also like kind of like, all right, well, I do kind of want to have some kind of closure or see a what if scenario that I'm probably not going to get from, like, let's say a company or something like that. So why not create this ending or this thing for myself or whatever, just like real quick, but not like anything like a super deep project or anything, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I'm so turned off. I'm so tuned off by
Yeah,
the stuff, man.
but yeah, but you are
So
right about
hard.
Nintendo. And even then, Nintendo, I mean, they were trying to crack down on, Power World and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's too much like Pokemon. I mean, but it's still its own thing. It's doing something a little bit.
And I mean, they did this with Flappy Bird. You remember when Flappy Bird was out?
Oh, it's been a while, but yeah, yeah. Or
And
like,
there,
what was that one? Oh yeah, because there was that like one thing that was supposed to be like a like it was based off of Star Fox that came out not too long ago. And you know what Nintendo is doing now? They're oh, Star Fox is back. Okay.
yeah, and that's the thing. And these companies, it's not if these companies go stupid, it's when they go stupid and how stupid they'll become. Like, there's levels to it, and it never ceases to amaze me or take me by surprise of just how stupid they're willing to get. I mean, look at how they're running. I mean, look how they ran. Just and even then, the companies that are doing good, like Shift Up and all. Look, I have respect for Shift Up, but it they suffer from South Korea. They suffer from the feminism in their country as well. They suffer for that heavily. So, who's to say when these crazies start infiltrating somehow, because there's some actually a simp and a sympathizer wanting them to be more representation for some fucking reason, and then they start fucking things up and saying, oh well, it's not for you. Well, that's cool. I enjoyed it while I could, but I was not attached to it. I'm not attached to Stellar Blade or Nikki. That's the other one they work on, and I think there's another one as well. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I know it was
I mean,
fun while
that's
it lasted, but my main thing has and always will be my project, my friend's project, and whoever else that I
yeah,
know they won't be
because it does
compromised.
feel like nowadays they are trying to like, well, when it comes to like male properties, they are just trying to kick us to the curve and just say, oh, well, everything you like about this is problematic, and especially like how with the whole sexy women and stuff like that. I know you're like with your characters and stuff, it's like, well, this is not something you want to do, but as a like a response to it or a counter kind of like thing to it as well. And I kind of do the same thing as well a little bit to an extent with my characters, where I have this like like this set of female characters and stuff with my story and whatnot, and they're attractive, cute, or a little sexy and stuff like that, because I'm like, well, I'm not trying to sip this Kool-Aid of, oh well, this is problematic, or oh my god, so and so a certain demographic of people is racist or what, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, and I fully believe the government is going to get in. I mean, they probably are already involved in a lot of things, obviously, but I'm willing to bet it's going to get even more heavier with this stuff. And I'm not trying to see. I'm not trying to see. Oh, see, I'm gonna start censoring myself because I'm going to start having a sailor mouth. But I'm not trying to see Johnson and his Johnson out
Oh yeah.
while talking to a fictional kid, and yet I'm the P word when I watch anime, but there's cartoons out there like Big Mouth that are out there, and they're showing, and what I've been told from a friend of mine is that they showed underage characters fully nude. And but yeah, I'm the P word though.
I
Okay.
can't remember. Well, I mean, I'm not saying Big Mouth didn't do it, but I've only seen like probably 3 seasons of Big Mouth. But I probably watched it too much of it. I was just wondering what people were talking about with Big Mouth. But yeah, show's not exactly very appealing though.
Well,
But
I mean, it looked fucking ugly to me when when the trailer first
it
dropped for
is.
it, and I said this shit looks terrible. This
It
looks.
is.
I'd rather watch Steven Universe, and I'm not even a Steven Universe fan. I'd rather
Yeah.
watch Steven Universe. At least there's something there. At least there's some beautiful characters in it. I
Yeah,
can't even.
they're trying to do this whole thing with, I guess, puberty or something, which is like, all right.
Dude, yeah, and that's the thing, and that's the fucking thing right there that pisses me off even more. It's like these fucking people have the audacity to tell you, "Oh, you're a PDF file for liking this," but yet you you guys go watch this shit like Cuties, Big Mouth,
Oh,
and some that other fucking show without a second thought. And I'm just trying to, and I'm watching something that actually covers and explain, I'm sorry, and goes in depth with
like
mature
another-
themes where it's not treating me like a fucking kid, aka Has Been Hotel and whatever else.
Yeah, a
Dude,
lot of that stuff has kind of gotten like pretty degenerate and whatnot.
yeah, and it's degenerate. I know it's rich coming from a guy like me, but
Yeah, and that's the thing too that I want to appreciate as well is like there's a certain thing about either adults and just mature, and sometimes things that are just adult or adult cartoons doesn't make it mature automatically. It's just like it's just adult, but mature is like this is like like a little bit more sophisticated, and hearing sometimes your talks and stuff about like maturity is like like let's say games and stuff like why are they trying to censor mature rated games and stuff like because that's for like 18 and older in general. So it's like okay, well I'm over the age of 18, so can I at least get something out of this than just like censorship.
and that's the thing too. And but it's fine for kids to get into gambling, which in the ESRB rating, if there's gambling, real world gambling, that's considered to be M for mature because it's real world gambling. But yet but yet it's being marketed to kids though.
And plus, I think legally you're supposed to like, if I'm not mistaken, I think you have to be like what 21 to gamble.
Yeah,
yeah.
But
But yeah,
but they're not. It's not gambling. It's loot boxes. It's loot crates or whatever.
And then going
it's microtransactions.
That too, or like going back to the pedophile stuff. Remember Uzaki-chan?
Oh, that when people were going fucking crazy and stupid, mainly the women doing that. Oh my gosh,
like, oh, she's too childlike. She's not. And I'm like, okay, just because she's short, and trust me, I know like most of the women in my life is usually short, like 5'2", 5'3", and stuff. That doesn't mean like they're childlike or whatever and stuff like. I'm like yeah, she can have big breasts and still in a in a fat ass and stuff like that, and still be like 5'3" and stuff.
I'm taller than my mom. My mom is not. She's not short. But I'm taller than her. And yet, it's like if I'm just applying their own fucking logic, that's like saying, "Oh, my mom's a kid," even though just because I'm taller than her, she's short. That doesn't make fucking sense, dude. These people are so fucking mentally compromised, and I can't stand these motherfuckers. And it's just you need to get off the fucking internet. You need to. You need. Now I'm in touch grass. You need to socialize with people. You need to stop drinking whatever the fuck you're drinking and drink some mineral water or something that help you think. You need to start eating greens or whatever because you need to reset your life in a better direction. You cannot be terminally online and start and having these thoughts. There's no way. And honestly, I hope that these are just bots because I don't want to really live in a world and see a future outcome where a lot of people are becoming fucking stupid. And honestly, sadly, you see in the United States is there's a lot of fucking idiots in the United States. I mean, they're obviously Green Day album called American Idiot, but
yeah,
it's like, dude, this is fantasy. You're not in reality. This is not reality.
Or it's not like
these are not real characters. These are not real people. They're modeled after real people who look like that, maybe. But and at the end of the day, you are literally complaining and crying about a fictional character that's 2D drawn or 3D animated.
Yeah, that's very true. So, what do you think of the cover for Nightfall Eldritch?
I like how you operate, man, because you took that load off my shoulders easily.
Oh no, it's cool. I mean, I'm passive too, but I also like,
This is what began it all. Now this is more of a revised version of the first cover, because the first cover didn't have like the number 1 on there or anything, and it didn't have Rivals Edition. It just said literally Nightfall Eldritch by originally DRHINO419 and Neff, but I was like, fuck it. I mean, forget it. I was like, forget it. The people are gonna figure out, that Donovan and DRHINO are the same person. I mean, I literally have books out my real name, so I'm like, I don't care. I just look.
I mean, you definitely want the credit. Like, you ever seen or you ever heard of Beastars?
Yeah, I know about Beastars.
Yeah. Do you know about the well, actually, this is also another interesting fact, but do you know about the creator of Beastars?
Yeah, she's related to is
the guy
she
that created
the guy who I don't know who I can't remember who I can't remember what her father made, but yeah, I know he's really famous.
Yeah, her dad made Baki.
Yeah, Baki. Yeah.
So like the daughter, she's the creator of Beastars. Her name is Paru Itagaki. Now, I mean, of course, she uses her real name, but I don't think there's ever like a photograph of her on the internet, and she usually wears like a chicken mask or a chicken costume, or so that it's funny to me a little bit.
It's like Yogi Karu almost with Drakengard Nier and all that.
Yeah, but I think she just does it to because people don't want she don't want people to associate her. She's a little bit of a private person, so she's like, all right, well, I don't want people thinking I'm like connected with Beastars and stuff like that. Well, in my real life like that.
Yeah, that's how I like to. That's how I operate, because I'm really not with the whole let's take a family photo. I'm like, no, I'm cool. I don't want to be involved in that, because you just in this day and age, if the internet wasn't like how it is now, cool, I'd be all right with it. But you just got really fucking crazy people out there who
it'll be a little bit less outrage if the internet wasn't what it was today. I mean, today I don't think it's all bad. Like, it's kind of like, how do I put this? It has its highs and lows, but sometimes it seems like on some days it's more highs than lows.
Yeah, and
no, more lows than highs. Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you meant, and honestly, I was like, they don't need to know who I'm related to anyway. It's just like if anything, just focus on the name. Focus on the name, what I make, and there you go. You don't really need to see my face, but if I want to show my face, I will. I don't understand why some people have been feeling need like, oh, you need to be in on this. Like, no, I don't. I'm nearly 30 years old, and I don't need to. I'm an adult who can make conscious decisions about what I want to do and what I don't want to do, and I definitely don't want to be taking fucking photos and pictures with people who are related with me, related to me, or friends with me, or it's not my, like, I hate them or anything. It's just like, no, I just, knowing how the internet is working, how it works nowadays, is just it's just not good in my opinion.
Yeah, but you signed your name, of course, as Donovan E. March and stuff here.
Yeah.
I do put my real name out there too. I mean, I haven't said it yet on my channel, but yeah, I've put my real name. Of course, I sign it as my drawings and all that stuff or whatever, refer to it. Or you can easily search it up if you check out my social medias and stuff, like what my real name is.
Yeah. And there are some people who would try to say, make the argument like, oh, you don't really care about your privacy. I'm like, no, I care about my privacy. Again, this comes down to what I decide what to put out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you know this as much as I do, Kage. When they were teaching us about about internet, like, oh, don't put your private information out there. And it's not like I'm giving out my bank account and stuff, my credit card and everything.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, look, I might put my face a little bit out there or my name, or I might tell some of my stories that I probably shouldn't be, but I just do it anyways. But I'm not going to dox myself. I'm not stupid enough to do that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and people, again, there's people out there who will try to argue that with you, and they're not even worth it. They totally. And it's crazy too that when they say like, "Oh, you reach unk status," yeah, you reach unk status, and you start kind of feeling your age, and you're just even realizing like, I don't got the energy for this bullshit anymore.
Right.
So it's just however it is. The thing I know is that I'm not doing anything illegal unless, of course, the crazies start take over more and start seeing stuff that I make, and they're like, oh, this is we gotta arrest him because he's actually making beautiful characters. I mean, talk about living in the world of Shimonetta,
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes, like with my drawings, like today, well, actually, no, not today. Well, I uploaded a thing of drawing today, but I did this drawing a couple of days ago. Like, my aunt, she had came downstairs and stuff, and I was showing her my drawing that I did of Wonder Woman and Wonder Girl and stuff, and it was like them, like their ages got swapped or something like that, and like she was like, "Oh yeah, I seen that picture. Why did you draw her with big breasts?" I'm like, "Well, that's." I was like, well, that's what it looked like in the book. It's like, no, you slightly drew it bigger. I was like, well, mission accomplished. Yeah. I was like, yeah. So I'm like,
no, I don't really hide anything from my family. They know. They're just.
Yeah. I mean, I got some of my secrets, and I mean, I will put like some of the stuff. I'm like, I keep to myself, but what I put out there, yeah, that's what I put out there. But
they always knew ever since I was a kid. They're like, you was like, I'm not surprised. You had some really wild stuff out there, and now you're a man. You're just times it by 10. I'm like, look, it's just how I operate. At least I'm telling a cohesive story. At least you understand what the story is. So that's good.
And you just gotta vent it, like just like when you like draw or write. And you have like certain things that just set you apart. You gotta like just like vent it out and stuff. Just like just have that urge and just be like, all right, just embrace it, put it out there, and bam, there you go.
Oh yeah. I can't. Man, it's very hard. I don't resist it. Well, sometimes I try to, but I'm like, no, it doesn't make sense for me to resist. I'm gonna write it, and then next thing I know, I was like, oh yeah, this is getting good. I gotta keep writing more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I would have never thought I would have been an author, indie author. Never thought I would be a creator. Not like I didn't have confidence in myself. The thought never occurred. I was more into being a consumer of content, especially with corporations and the culture war. I didn't find the culture war. The culture war found me. And I just, when they were just making too many stupid moves with characters and IPs I liked, I it started taking me down that rabbit hole. But
yeah, I just needed a little, for me, when it came down to like the culture war, I kind of needed a little bit of a crash course, because I mean, I was kind of growing into that era where it was a little bit acceptable, where I'm like, all right, this isn't half bad, and then eventually over time I kind of realized, oh no, this is a little bit worse than I thought, or there was like, it's getting worse, or it's like a domino effect where all right, it's really going downhill from here.
Yeah, and there were times when I watched like old interviews, and I just and sometimes obviously not all the time, but sometimes I'll catch little things. I'm like, uh-oh, this is a precursor to what we're dealing with.
Right.
And it's just it amazes me, because it's just digging, and it's not even, again, I'm not trying to find it, it just finds me, because I'm just thinking, like, for example, when I was looking at the Gears of War 2006 interviews and stuff, and how what how Cliff was dealing with Microsoft, and the female representative came up, and of course I'm thinking, oh boy, here we go. And she's talking her points and stuff, and I was like, I see it, dude. They're using the same, they're using the same tactic from 20 years ago, and it's just like they added a little bit more layers to it, but it's like, wow. It's like, and it does kind of make me feel a certain type of way too about like specific people and stuff. Like, it's getting me to the point where, like, look, I don't really like working with a lot of women. It's not because I'm sexist or anything. It's just because of what's been going on in the United States, and just in Western countries.
Yeah, people trying to make stuff into like a sort of like an agenda or a
right,
goal.
right. And
yeah.
as like, I don't, and that's when, when I learned from my experience with that one voice actress, nothing bad. It was more like, okay, I need to start finding people, or at least women who actually don't mind voicing like the crazy stuff I like to make.
Right.
And so I started aligning more with that. And I respect boundaries too, because if you don't have respect for someone who's trying to bring your project to life, then how can you expect to have a good relationship with that person? So, a good work relation, I should say. But
yeah, like for me, I mean, I personally like to work alone when it comes to certain things, but there is like a certain extent where maybe you probably do need like an editor or something like that, or somebody to kind of like, at least especially like I mean, I might be an artist and a writer at the same time, but let's say if I wanted to do like, I guess, comic book dubs or like animation and stuff, right? Like I already do, but I want voice acting and stuff. Not exactly. I'm not a voice actor, so I'm going to have to hire some people, or somebody that like kind of help me out in that regard. But as long as but you're looking for definitely people that are committed as well, just as much as you are to kind of bringing your story to life.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. People who see your vision, actually want to help you, and of course, again, contributing to that triple win scenario. But yeah, man, look, if I just get a hint of something that is kind of off, if I see the rainbow flag, I see the pronouns, I don't want to work with you at all. I don't want to work with you. I will not work with you. It's just because you're drinking the Kool-Aid, in my opinion.
Yeah, I get it. Like, yeah. Well, and I have family that that's kind of into it. I'm just like, well, I'll roll my eyes at it and just be like, well, we have a a philosophical difference in that, but, and I'm like, well, you guys probably won't understand from my perspective, and I mean, I get it from your perspective that it's kind of like, well, but I'm just like, but I can't like fully accept it though, like that,
Yeah, and again, if things didn't spiral the way how it did, I probably would be like, okay, you know what, let's work together. But yeah, and it's usually when, again, noticing patterns. I'm judging people, but I'm judging them as righteously as I can, because you just I mean, again, the patterns. You're seeing how most of these people have been operating, how they've been treated, how they treat others too. And you're just like, it's so bad, like they do it to themselves, and right. They might, and some of them might actually be genuinely good people, but it's just the fact that I'm not down with that. It's just, look, I don't care about that. I care about getting work done. Let's just get some work done, man. Let's actually let your not only just your project, your works and stuff, but let your character define you, not this identity bullshit, dude.
Yeah. So I get it. But so like, would you like to explain the cover right here?
Oh, I mean, I thought I did that already, but
oh no, you're fine. I was about to say, so like, Nice Fall Illustrated. So is that Zen on the cover, or is that somebody else?
That is sorry. That is Gehenna.
Okay, Henna. Because
Yeah,
I was thinking
Gehenna.
the
Yeah, she's
nails and the white hair. But yeah,
yeah. She's a beauty too. One of my favorites. But she's more of a where Zensky is more of the energetic. She's more of a I want to how can I say she's like the shadow. Just
oh yeah,
I wouldn't say
manipulate.
silent, but she just the way how she goes about things. She's like just hey, look, if you if you blink, you miss it type thing.
Because I was like noticing because you got also the heads of the Damonite and the
The
Prado
Prodder,
Lord,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, right here and stuff like that. So yeah,
Well, I mean,
yin and yang.
I was also inspired by metal covers too. So I wanted really metal looking covers, and each cover that I tried to go with, try to each cover I was trying to go with a metal design with it. I some of them I succeeded, some of them I didn't really quite nail it. And that's not me, talking bad about the artists I've worked with. Neff did a hell of a job. So did Carmen. Carmen, they both did a hell of a job. It's just that look, I wish I would have made it more metal. I think you know, I I steered them in the wrong direction. They didn't steer in the wrong direction. I did that because I just got I got a little caught up with things, but I mean, you can't deny it. The covers are pretty nice though when you
Oh,
look at them.
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I feel like you're sometimes harder on yourself because I'm like, yeah, this cover looks fine to me.
I look. That's how I say humble. Some people might think of it as like, oh, you're talking down about yourself. Like, no, I'm not. This is just
Hey,
how I keep myself grounded.
true.
Don't try to put words in my mouth. I'm not saying you are, but some
But yeah,
people like don't put words in my mouth and don't try to make me think like this because I know how I'm like. This is just how I'm like. I'm very positive about this stuff. It's just me reflecting on things. Maybe you're not me. You will not understand me. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I mean,
Because yeah, like being an artist and stuff sometimes, like there are sometimes like, well, how do I put this? Because have you ever like, well, I know you're not an artist per se, but have you ever drawn before?
hell yeah,
Oh,
hell
yeah.
yeah. That's how I came up with Prouder and Damonite. I was drawing helmets. And that's really how they became characters because I was drawing
Okay.
fucking helmets.
How do I put this? So, how many times do you erase, or do you like erase in general, like when you draw?
Dude, I can't answer that. I probably erased so many times. I don't draw like that. I it's like a once in a blue moon type deal where I actually can draw good. And I
Yeah.
haven't drawn good in years.
Oh no, that's fine because the thing about like when you draw, like as like, and I'm just giving you from like an artist perspective. Like, let's say, all right, drawing a pencil is fine and all, but sometimes you got to move up and just draw in pen, right? If you want to improve. And I was trying to tell Trey McKell about this. And he's actually drawing in pen and stuff and improving a little bit, which is pretty cool. But
He's
like,
back to drawing.
yeah, to a degree, I don't know. You might want to check out his page and ask him. But
Okay.
I remember on his stream and stuff, he was talking about he's doing some pen drawings and stuff. I was like, cool, because I was trying to convince him to do that, like do more of that if he wants to improve. But as an artist, if you want to improve, go from pencil to like just drawing in pen, right? And obviously you can't erase in pen. So, whatever mistakes you make and stuff like that, like as you're drawing and stuff, either just ignore it or it's just like, or just try to work around it. That's how I feel like when, just in general, like that's like a certain mindset I kind of have where it's like, all right, well, maybe this isn't perfect as I think it should be, but then somebody else looks at it and they're like, "Oh snap, this is really good." You know?
Yeah, I get that because I had again years ago. I would have moments like that, and it was nice. I just uh, I just wish I can be like Neff, where he's both an artist and writer. But when I think about it, though, it's like I probably would drive myself insane. Just knowing how I am creatively, and I mean, I'm again, people might think like I'm a hot mess, and yeah, I am a hot mess with my stuff, but it's in order. Again, I try doing a schedule, try to put myself on a schedule to what to do each and every day. It just don't work out that way. This is my normal. This is my environment. I gotta go like this, man.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like sometimes, like let's say I'm at my job, I like to take my little lore Bible and just work on it while I'm there on the shift and stuff, and just be like, all right, well, I got a brief moment. Let me write this down or think of this idea for said character here and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The lore Bible. I'll be honest. I don't do lore Bibles. Not not because I like, oh, I remember everything. I don't. I write it down in notes, and then I just put them down in like the story itself, and then I just like, okay, I already got that established. All right,
Yeah.
that's how I am.
Right. Like one of the things that majorly helped me out when it came to writing, because I've always been more of an artist than a writer, is if you ever heard of well, I'm pretty sure you know JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the creator Hirohiko Araki had wrote this book called Manga Theory and Practice, and I remember this one vendor, she had told me about it and stuff, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll check it out. And eventually, I bought the book, stuff like that. It's like $14-15. It's not that much. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
So I read it, and I was like, wow, this really helped me like really get a feel of like how to write stories or how to like with my characters and stuff. Or like one of the things that I was just recently working on with my Lamia character, Serena, was like, all right, well, think of 50 facts for your character and stuff like that. So I had to reach a little bit, but
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, I had to think of 50 facts, and it kind of helped me because I've been stuck on Serena for a while of what I wanted to do with her because I've been indecisive. So I've been like, do I want her powers to be some like geokinesis, like she controls rocks or something? Then I was like, you know what? Why not make her a psychic? And then I was like, all right, well, what's her childhood like and stuff like that? I'm like, okay, well, she was enslaved or whatever, and she was by this like organization and etc. And she was being
Yeah.
exploited for her powers. That I think that okay, that sounds interesting.
That's
You
a
know,
good way to go about it because that would have never crossed my mind.
yeah,
50
because I
facts.
mean, and don't get me wrong, I definitely do like to like jump in sometimes, and I have done some stories, like short stories and stuff like that too, before the 50 facts thing. But I'm like, yeah, this is all right, but I don't know. It's like that as well. But it does help to kind of write to go along too.
Yeah, that really does get the creative juices flowing. I I mean, maybe 50 is a little too much for me. Maybe for me, for some people, it's
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I wouldn't say not every character is 50, but
I'll at least do 20 or 30 at least.
yeah,
At the most.
25 or something. At least like for your main character, but not for like oh well, this is gonna be the like I don't know, the supporting character or something like that, or the minor bad guy. Let's think of 50 facts for him. Like nah,
Yeah,
too
the
much.
people, the characters that don't really push the story forward that much, or if at all.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that would be a little bit too much, but yeah.
yeah, I mean, there are some people out there though. There are some creatives out there who do that. Like, oh, but this and that. Like, well, how are you gonna know when the hero literally cut that guy down in in the next scene? How are we gonna supposed to know that?
Right.
So I mean, I'm glad that there's actually some depth of a process there with some people, but I think sometimes it can be excessive. Sometimes it's just, oh, it's nice to know little things here and there. Now, don't be like J.K. Rowling when she was
Oh,
on that weird binge 10 years ago. Holy cow!
are you talking about online and stuff like that?
Jeez, dude.
I didn't I didn't interact with it in person because well that was 10 years ago, but still
Same.
I know what you're talking about with the whole like her like listening to people, oh, is Dumbledore gay? Is Hermione black and stuff like that? Well, I never said she was white.
Yeah,
Even though you cast
yeah,
Emma Watson to play Hermione Granger, but okay.
yeah. No, yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. I didn't interact with it, but it was. I mean, it was so infamous that it reached meme status, and it still is being talked about. I mean, case in point, we're talking about it.
Right. or it's become something like or like Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated, with Velma and stuff. They've been trying to say, oh, Velma is now LGBT, even though she never was and stuff. She's always been more like so into guys for the most part.
I just said I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
You can make them gay, black, white, licorice, Puerto Rican, all that, whatever.
Yeah.
Just
I would just say I got my own head cans. I would just leave it at that and just like continue my day and stuff like that.
Exactly. It's like I'm not making money off of it. I'm not invested in it as in financially. Why the F would I care? The way I see it, you guys are a company that's being financially supported by the government. Because if I were doing that, guess what would happen to me? My career is over with. My business is done. But for some reason, when you guys do this, when they do this, they don't fail hard.
Yeah,
they have their fails, but they don't fail hard.
Yeah, it's like they're burning money and stuff like that. I'm like, you guys are crazy.
And that's even there's a little theory of mine. Like, there's no way. Yes, there's a lot of people in the United States, but there's still no way that like there's some sort of scam going on. There has to be. And we're
because it's like depending on like the people that they got in, like I almost forgot to mention this earlier, but like DC studios and stuff with Jim Lee and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, like I'm just looking up like when is Jim Lee gonna leave DC and stuff, and they actually get a new like editor in chief that can actually oversee all this and be like, like really crack down on some of these people or like get out, weed out the the bad or whatever and stuff like that, because it's just mostly like on the writers or I don't know about the artists per se, but it's just like a lot of laziness going around or this disconnect.
Yeah. The only good thing I can think of about DC right now is the Absolute universe, which is it looks pretty fucking metal to me. I won't lie. It looks pretty. I don't know how the story is, but the character designs I've been seeing so far are so metal.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting though. I read a little Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Batman. I've not read it, but I did kind of like. Well, I don't know about Joker, but Bane. I was like, okay, they're actually doing something with Bane, because like I've been trying to look back on Bane's history because I was thinking about making a villain, kind of like based off of Bane a little bit. And I'm like, okay, they're actually doing something with Bane that they haven't done with him really in a while, since since Batman Nightfall, because that's like Bane's breakout story.
Yeah, I gotta look into that. I gotta look at least the design. Again, I'm hooked on the designs. I when I see designs like that, I just like, okay. Well, back then I used to think, okay, this story's gonna be good because the designs are so on par. They're taking it seriously. Nowadays, it's like the designs are there, but the story might be. I almost said it. Might be stupid. Might be very dumb, and that's becoming more and more normalized, unfortunately. Queen says,
don't forget it.
Oh yeah, with the burritos.
Yeah, with Kyle Rayner and Bane and all that, like in those Hispanic characters eating Mexican food. I remember that.
They really, oh my gosh, they had a really good cover with Green Lantern with the flag, and then they really replaced the flag with burritos.
I was like, oh god, that's like they don't realize how stereotypical they're really getting.
Yeah, but oh, you're a racist for this. Huh, what? Okay, dude.
I'm like, this is racist right here. We like a bunch of Mexican people eating,
staring you right in the face.
Yeah, that was
or what Black Ops 7 did with Raul Menendez. I don't know if you've seen that. Oh my gosh, what's such disrespect to one of the best Call of Duty villains ever. Yeah, let's play Mexican music while you fight. You have a boss fight with them. Yeah, let's do that. Or I'm sorry, Latino music.
Or it sounds like that new Assassin's Creed game with the Black Yasuke situation.
Oh,
and then they got the hip hop music playing in feudal Japan. I'm like, bro, why?
That always cracks me up. That always cracks me up because it's like they always, and I won't lie. Oh, hang on. Before Queen says they censor Mexican flag for burritos in DC Latino covers. So yes, yes, it is. It's hilarious and sad. It's hilariously sad. But where was I? Yeah, yeah. So they and I the black community does get a share of this guilt as well because it's pushed. But even then, with a company doing that, like you're in feudal Japan. Where is this hip hop stuff coming from? And the fact that these companies think that all the black people like hip hop is crazy. Like, dude, yeah, I like hip hop, but I don't like the new stuff. Even then, when I listen to the old stuff, it sometimes it kind of like it has to make sense to me.
Yeah, like I
That's
mean,
just
I,
how I
I
operate.
like a little hip hop, but I'm more of a metal fan than anything.
I
Like,
am too. I am too. I'm more of a rock and metal fan. Now, I'm not saying I'm like an ultra big fan of it.
oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
normie.
not
I'm
like
normie
not like I'm a
compared
death
to
metal fan or something crazy.
yeah.
Nah,
I'm normie
just
compared to other people, but still.
something a little bit more just softer and than that. But that's just me. But
Yeah, I just it's not even infuriating. It's just funny to me. Like, wow,
yeah,
that's what you really think I would like to listen to. It's like, and it's like every time
and like I don't mind like a black samurai character, but I'm like like take for example like Tekken, right? Raven. Raven's a black
yeah,
ninja.
yeah.
Raven's pretty cool, but Raven's a modern black ninja and stuff. And yeah, society, it just doesn't make sense with Assassin's Creed where it's a period piece. And well, there's this black guy named Yasuke that's in feudal Japan and he's not Japanese or okay, cool.
And yet he's able to do all this stuff freely. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That this stuff. Oh, and it's like it's also like a monkey's paw situation too because we wanted. Hell, I wanted a Assassin's Creed samurai game, and then we got it, and it's not the game that we wanted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's just what and that company should have been done. I'm surprised they're still alive.
Yeah, like a lot of like I hear they've been doing a lot of weird stuff with Assassin's Creed. I'm not a huge I'm not really into it like that. I kind of thought about getting into it at some point, but yeah, yeah.
I have history with it, but I'm not the biggest. Like there of all the games I played, I haven't. I've only completed one. That was it.
Yeah.
So I'm just I can't get. I mean, it doesn't like I'm not saying like they were bad. It's just I really couldn't get into it except for Origins. For some reason, I think the only reason why I did Origins was because I'm a big Final Fantasy 15 fan, and they had a Final Fantasy 15 Easter egg in there.
That's pretty
so that's the reason. That's one of the reasons why. That's the reason why I got into it, and I was so determined. And even then, when I had fun with it at times. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool how they put that in there and stuff. And I was playing. I had the DLC as well. But when I did get that, when I did unlock that secret, I was like, dude, I think it was worth it to me, to be honest.
Nice. But yeah, so anything else you wanted to talk about?
And let's see if I can see
HBO ruined Harry Potter with Black Snake.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Well, yeah, that was a setup for or for failure anyways. I was like, okay.
Yeah, they were talking about that the instant they announced there was gonna be a show. Is it the show's not out, right?
No, I don't think so. I think it's supposed to come out a little bit later this year, maybe, but yeah. I mean, even though me personally, I don't like. Well, I've never read the book, so I can't really, be like I'm just gonna be that guy. But I don't really think the movies are really as bad as everybody's making it seem like it was. It just couldn't adapt everything from the the books and stuff because it would have obviously been ridiculously a lot more longer. So, you know,
Yeah.
so it's just one of those things where you gotta like just make a few sacrifices. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. But
That's
a TV
true.
show could have helped out too. But they completely squandered that.
I mean, isn't what the BBC handling it or something like that, or is it Netflix?
Oh, I thought it's HBO, I think.
HBO is HBO. HBO's doing that. Wow.
Yeah, well, because I think they it's Warner Brothers, and Harry Potter is
Yeah,
Warner
that's
Brothers.
true. That's true. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
you're fine.
They see, Queen says they censor. Oh, that's the same thing. Okay, I already read that. Damn.
All right, but yeah, that's pretty much everything. But yeah, I appreciate you for having you on the channel. I kind of do. Well, I guess I forgot to say this earlier, but I kind of do see you as a rival, but in a friendly kind of way. Like, oh man, these guys got out all this stuff, and he's beat me before 900 subscribers. I got to step my game up like Ash Ketchum style. I'm like, yeah, this is what this is motivating me.
Hey, that's all right. You probably surpassed me. I've been stalling. I've been stalling on things, but that's because I'm on other I'm building on other pastures as well. So I'm just like, look, man, I I'm just on the go as much as I can be, trying
Oh yeah.
to.
I mean, but at least you have some reasonings though, because you are focusing on your work and everything compared to like just YouTube is so because YouTube is just it's a hobby.
Yeah, I'm just trying to use it. I believe in leveraging the platforms as best as your to your ability. I mean, I'm pretty sure
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not the only one alone in that mindset, but
yeah,
um,
because well, I am on X, but in DVR that's also where I really do shine it as well over there too.
DNR, how's that been like over there ever since that whole AI debacle?
Well, I will say the AI stuff is definitely flooding a lot of my feeds. That's for sure.
Oh, what?
But it is what it is with that one. And then yeah, I definitely do. Well, I wouldn't really recommend this, but you already know my ex name, which I'm not going to say here. But yeah, if you search that up, I think I got like 2K watchers on that channel and stuff like that.
Nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. I let's say I just put up a lot of spicy gifts and stuff that a lot of people really like. And I have my artwork and stuff there too. But yeah, but it's yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I have a DVR, but that was way before this whole AI stuff. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
the closest I got to like getting like something cool happening to me was when one of my artworks were featured in like a community. I was like, oh wow, that was cool. That's cool. But um
Oh yeah, yeah. So like, yeah. I mean, like I said, X and the whole algorithm, and then Instagram, the same thing with that too. I'm like, well, I don't get a whole lot of likes, but DeviantArt, yeah, that's where it's at least where like I can probably get like maybe definitely between like 5 and like 20ish, 30, sometimes depending. But yeah, based off my artwork.
nice. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Well, I don't know. I just I'm just moving while I can. Got trying to sorry. The main goal I do have to be on serious matters. The main goal I do have is to be accomplished before the next decade comes around, because I have a deep feeling that when 2030 happens, uh, I think a lot of creators will be left behind, and there's going to be like this divide almost where you have the people who are producing but they're not getting anywhere with it, and then you have the people who that are producing but they're getting somewhere with it. I mean, yes, that's been going on for a good long while, for especially with social media and everything,
I was gonna
but
say,
I think it's going to be very apparent with it.
oh yeah,
So that's why I'm trying to align myself more with people who are, well, artists that have a lot more let's say range, just because I need people to see my stuff, and if that makes me like a sellout or something like that. It's not. I can't really imagine myself being a sellout when I'm literally, making art with them and creating, sharing communities with each artist in a way. So I don't know. Some people are iffy about that. Some people are just, look, man, it is what it is. Some people have their opinions. I'm sorry, not some, but a lot of people have their opinions about things. I just, look, I'm gonna do what I can do legally, of course, and this is how, honestly, this is how creatives should work and operate. We can't just do everything. We can't do everything alone. We can't. I mean, I case in point, I've been collaborating with all these artists. I work with video editor, voice actors. I mean, hell, dude.
Oh yeah.
So,
but yeah. All right, but I appreciate you for coming and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, it was cool to hang out with you, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. It was very nice, man. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Yeah, and to finally like actually talk, because this is the first time we've ever like talked.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I'm like,
all this time.
Right. Like I've seen you around, of course, and I'm like, damn, he's a really cool dude. I'm like, and yeah, now on your channel and stuff like that, I'm like, I mean, I'm like there and stuff like that. Just what's up, or whatever, etc.
Yeah, I try to keep up with yourself. It's just the damn YouTube algorithm, dude. I do my best to at least try to remember. Again, I got so much stuff in my mind. Not being a creative, obviously, but just like yesterday, I didn't think of you until yesterday because I saw the stream, movie the stream. I'm like, oh shit, I meant to go watch the video.
I know you're good, because I was thinking like, well, to be honest with you, you seem to be on like the priority and stuff. I just like, man, I need to get some notes and stuff like that together to see what we can talk about. And I got some, but just kind of probably wish I would have fleshed it out a little bit more. But everything worked out and stuff.
Yeah. Hey man, that's all right. As long as we're doing what we gotta do.
Oh yeah. But anyways, about to end the stream now. But yeah, appreciate it. Check out Dr. Hino, guys. If you want to check out his content and stuff, you clearly saw his YouTube channel. It's Dr. DRHINO419, and then he's got an X account and all that. You want me to just say your X account?
I mean, it's literally the same thing as my YouTube. I try to keep things simple for people. I try to keep things simple. I mean, you see the profile picture on here. You're gonna see it on YouTube. You're gonna see it on X, and not Instagram, because I don't really go to Instagram like that, to be honest. And that's it. I mean, I try to make things easy for people, especially for myself too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, with me with X and Instagram, I mean, I'm more so on Instagram than X, but X is like, man, sometimes it's like a cesspool over there.
That depends on what you have on your algorithm, your timeline. I won't lie though. There's, gosh, they got the whole Yellow Flash and Angry Joe thing that's been going on for a few days. I'm just like,
oh, I didn't know they were getting into it.
Look, I wouldn't have known, but the Yellow Flash, I follow Yellow Flash, and he had like a really good statement a day or two ago about like losing weight and stuff, and I said, this is pretty nice of him to, cool of him to say that, and I reposted too. And then I realized, and then all of a sudden, here comes Joe Vargas, aka Angry Joe, talking shit already in the comments, and I'm like, you are like, aren't you two like the same, in the same age range, like 40 something years old now, or nearing your 40s, and doing this? And it's been, look, I'm trying to avoid it, but it just, this stuff finds me, dude, and I'm just like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh my god.
I haven't even been subscribed to Yellow Flash in a minute, to be honest, because I'm just like, all right, a lot of this stuff just got a little repetitive.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
With like with some of those guys. I mean, it was entertaining at first, but it's kind of like, all right, you guys.
Yeah, no, it gets very repetitive, but yeah, I was like that with Angry Joe, and then all of a sudden, Angry Joe went full dummy, and alienated his half his base because who if they voted for who,
Oh.
and I felt a specific way about that. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Like, this is your customers. These are your customers, and you're doing the same thing what these companies are doing. And I unsubscribed to him from then on. Then with Yellow Flash, I kind of I didn't kind of, but I had a real sour taste in my mouth when that New Year's stream happened. I am pretty sure I don't know if you knew about that, but that New Year's stream.
Oh, what do you do in the New York stream?
Oh, he was drunk. It was like 2024, 2025. It was him. He was drunk. Lofty was drunk. I mean, everyone was drunk, but him and he was really targeting Lofty. And I don't know what's going on with Lofty. I don't know much about what's going on with Lofty ever since that situation happened. But he was like really targeting Lofty, and Lofty had enough of it, and they were arguing, and it literally ended with Lofty saying he's done, he's off the stream and everything.
Kind of reminded me of Evis Skyver when he got drunk on his stream, and he was like, "I used to be a comic book pro." Yeah, good for you, bro.
I didn't even know that,
or something like that. I don't know. But it's like, because you remember he got into beef with Eric July too and all that. And I was like,
oh yeah, that was early on when Eric's company just boomed.
Yeah,
literally skyrocketed the first 3 days. I mean,
yeah, made like if I'm not mistaken, like $1 million, maybe $1 billion,
2 million or something like that in 3 days, I think.
Yeah,
that would. A lot of people were hating big time.
Oh,
I was just like, wow, that is cool. That is great. Not my type of genre, not my type of stuff. I'm not really big into superheroes, but if he were to, somehow, some way go into the dark fantasy stuff or, embrace that a little bit or something, I might check it out. But
well, I don't want to get your hopes up, but he does kind of have something like that, like with Blood Roof and
Blood Roof. That's what I was trying to think of. Thank you. Yeah,
I am interested in one of his stories called Cursed. I was like, okay, this looks pretty good.
Yeah. That was, but I actually ended up doing investing into one of his not comics, but the actual business book. I'm waiting on that.
That's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm really more interested into the business side of things. Again, go figure. That's just how I'm a very creative guy, but I love understanding like business, or try at least understand business systems and modules, and that I could actually apply and put to my things. But anyway, that I invested in that. And then I actually tried out for his Ripascend,
his little his magazine thing with the collection of stories.
Oh, I don't think it's Ripazine. I think that no, it was Ripascend. Like they actually help indie creators basically do like a crowdfund in a way.
Oh, okay.
Well, and of course they get.
Oh, yeah. I remember now.
Yeah, I tried out for that for Nightfall Eldritch, and I was like, I probably messed up somewhere on that. If not, it was probably that scene that we just saw in the manga.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I tried out for that. I was like, well, these, maybe they will get back to me, but it's been well over 2 years now. I'm not holding my breath on that. But if for some reason that that email comes through, I'm like, I'll be like, holy shit. But I'm not holding my breath on that, especially now with how I'm working on Zen's Cathedral, and I'd rather focus on that. And honestly, now that I talked to you about this, I know we need to go. We need to get off the stream. But my problem is that I tend to spread myself thin a little bit, and because I got so many ideas. Again, I do my best to put it in like schedule it out a little bit, not too much like how I used to, but
yeah,
when I got something good and it's just really persistent, I just can't help myself. But the main two, luckily, the main two things are is Gods and Goddesses in Nicefall Eldritch with a little bit of Zen's Cathedral. But I am thinking of doing this alternating. I'm thinking about alternating the two, where 1 year I'll work on Gods and Goddesses, the next year I'll work on, Nicefall Eldritch or Zen's Cathedral. I'm thinking of doing that way, to be honest. That's that, because even then, sometimes I get a little burnt out working on the same thing for
Yeah,
long.
I know what you mean. That too. Yeah. Yep.
All right, man. Let's end this stream. Let's get out of here before I start talking and rambling more.
Oh no, you're good. But yeah, I appreciate you for coming. All right, but have a good night, everyone. I know. Yeah. All right, see you guys.
Night.